Hey guys, it's been a while since we've done one of these. Welcome finally again. It's time for another episode of HGTalk, where we talk about things that don't really relate to anything, unless we decide that they relate to something, but which usually tends to happen. Today, I am joined by some recurring members, two in particular, Rhino GT4 and GameWiz71.
Greetings.
I'm also joined by Lone Wolf 0648.
Hello.
You're joined by 04567.
Kerplunk.
And you're joined by the Real Emil.
Hi.
And we're joined by the Scotian Racer.
Pizza.
Yeah, I had pizza earlier.
Had pizza.
Hey.
Pizza's good.
Basically, if you've never watched one of these, basically what we just do is we just think of a bunch of random questions to talk about, because conversation is nice, am I right?
No, it's horrible.
No.
Ah, shit.
Fuck off.
Anyways. But, yeah, we've got quite a couple things lined up here, so hopefully this should all go fairly well, and we might as well start off with something that came out recently. Whether it's been a good thing or a bad thing, what's your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch?
The Nintendo.
Oh,
It has one game.
boy.
Name a Nintendo Switch game other than Zelda. Go.
One,
There
two,
is
Switch.
1, 2, Switch.
You see, this is where I can actually tone in and have a decent opinion on this, because I actually got to play with my friend's Switch the other day
How
in
was
a
it?
class. Well, we were playing the Bomberman game that was on the Switch, and I actually kind of like it. I actually kind of like the Switch. The Joy-Con thingamajiggers, the controllers that attach to the side, I think those are actually okay. I mean, I know they're kind of notorious for if you plug it in wrong, they get stuck, and, well, you're basically fucked if that happens, but,
There's a way to fix it.
Yeah, it's called a
You know.
sledgehammer.
I thought the Joy-Cons were okay. The game itself, which was Bomberman, it was actually really fun, even though it was just my friend and I playing. I'll say that, like, the computer likes to cheat in that game a little bit, but hey, it's a Bomberman game. That's kind of expected. The console itself, I mean, I think the console itself looks alright. I think it's cool. The concept of, like, having a console that you can daily at home but also take with you is neat. You know, you can plug it in your television, or you can take it with you. The one thing I don't like about the Switch, or one of the things that I don't like about the Switch, is how cheaply the stand
The dock?
is. Yeah, the dock. The dock is really poorly made, from what I understand. It's like cheap plastic with the circuit board in, like, one small corner of it.
Oh.
Not to
Yeah.
mention the charging port could quite possibly mess your screen up if you don't got a screen protector.
It's
Which-
not. I don't think it's
yeah.
quite necessarily the charging port itself. It's the fact that when you put the Switch into the dock, it's rubbing against, like, just more plastic. There's not, like, any kind of, like. They really should have put some kind of padding there to at least give it a soft or smooth surface to put it in. The fact that
Yeah.
they didn't think of that is a really boneheaded decision, in my opinion.
That actually kind of segues into my next little thing that I don't like. The fact that dead pixels are normal on the Switch, I do not like that at all.
Wait, that actually
That's
happened?
actually a thing. That's
That
the
is
official response from
legitimate.
Nintendo. It's basically if it looks like you have dead pixels on your screen, don't worry about it. The console ship with that,
Wow.
which is bullshit.
It is.
Pardon my language.
Oh, don't worry
because-
about it. You're allowed to swear like a monkey
Fuck.
if you want.
It shouldn't. Would I pay $300 for a quote-unquote multi-purpose console? I don't want to have dead pixels on my screen. I mean, what if said dead pixel took away part of a map or part of the UI? You know, you wouldn't be able to
I
see that
understand
section,
what you're
and
saying.
If it doesn't just take away a part of something from a game, it takes away a part of that from anything on the screen permanently. The fact that
precisely.
The fact that Nintendo's trying to write this off as, this is normal, it's what they should do. No, what it actually means is you're using too cheap quality of LCDs or screens or whatever, and trying to rub it off as, that's perfectly normal. It just shows that you try to skimp on money and are a bit desperate to try to prove that no, this is normal, we promise, when it's really not.
Which is actually a shame,
Basically.
because I liked the idea of the Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah, the concept idea of the Nintendo Switch I think is really cool because have it at your home or have it on the go. You know, it's really the first thing to really try to really push the idea of have your console at home and then have or take it on the go. I mean, because there were things that have tried to experiment with that with the past, but you only you had to choose either one or the other. Like, I'm not gonna say a Sega Nomad was one of the first attempts at that, because I wouldn't be surprised that there was like 2 people that actually bought that thing, and then one of them who actually bought it just that and never bought a Genesis.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
sure that's the case. And you know what else is pretty neat about the Nintendo Switch?
Which is
It's actually, I believe, Nintendo's first home console to go back to cartridges.
In a very long time.
That's just cartridges in a modern age. It shouldn't be a thing.
I don't really care about cartridges because all I care about is, hey, if it works and it holds all the space for everything that the game requires, that's all I need.
Yeah.
Except the only problem is that it's from what it seems to be, sometimes the carts don't work.
Which
You think-
I'm not sure. Sorry, you go ahead.
You think the company that ran cartridge consoles forever would know how to make another cartridge console? Because going from the NES through the N64, everything was cartridges. And for them to come back out with another cartridge system and have it be bugged to hell, basically, that's not speaking very good about Nintendo's ability to make any consoles anymore.
But actually, you want to know what's worse about that? They shouldn't have forgotten how to make cartridges at all, because they still have the DS and Game Boy Advance and all that. That was all cartridges as well.
Yeah, and you would think too, for the fact that it's something that they're really good at doing because they've been doing it for so long. And yet, it seemed like all they really tried to pay more attention to this time around was making sure kids don't swallow the cartridges by making them taste really terrible because of a chemical they put in it.
Did you see the Jim Sterling thing with that?
I haven't.
I don't watch Jim Sterling, so
He licked one at the end of one of the Jimquisitions, and yeah, it didn't end well.
Very good.
It was great.
But here's the problem with that. Even though they made a chemical for it, their cartridges are still tiny as all heck, so...
Oh yeah,
they'll
you can still swallow
it.
them.
While it's in the back of your throat and you're gagging on it, you're going to be also gagging from the horrible taste.
Yeah, pretty much.
it's a double whammy.
Double whammy.
I mean, if you're going to die, why don't we just go full tilt, right?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
pretty
let's-
much.
Let's be honest, all you're gonna do is just entice more people to lick the cartridges to find out what they actually taste like, because admit it, you are
Guess
slightly
what
curious.
The entire internet did.
Exactly that.
Admit it, you are slightly curious to find
It's-
out what it's like.
It's
Yes.
not a psychopathic frog that you can lick.
It's the perfect case of reverse psychology. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
we did this thing so you don't do it. Oh, now I
But
want
you're
to do
gonna
it.
do it anyways.
It gets people curious to try it, to see if they're really on to something, to see if there really is a thing about it or not. Because you can't help people's curiosities with certain things. But yeah, for me, the Switch, I mentioned, I like the concept behind it. The problem just it comes down to the execution. It's just the library of games is so minimal that a lot.
There's one game.
Well,
there's
there's one
one-
game that people care about.
No, there's one game. The others don't count.
You know that demo disc that kind of comes with a console?
I remember those days. Those were fun.
You pretty much have that with one game.
That gives me a question
It's
for
the
later.
Sega Saturn all over again.
Yes. But yeah, like I just everything they could have done so much with it, and I think the thing is they were more interested in trying to get people to finally just try them out without actually really spending the time to make sure all the quirks were removed, because I think that's kind of what bit them in the ass, which is they were trying to push so hard for that, but didn't actually realize that, oh, wait a minute, there might be some problems.
They sent it out about 2 months earlier than they should have.
Essentially.
I think
The way that it's going, it like it's such a cheaply built system that they literally like barely dodged red ring level of like blowing it because
The failure rate's pretty high.
Yeah.
the dead pixel issue should not be a thing, because if you're going to pump out think of the abuse this thing's going to get. It's going to be in and out of that charging, like out of the home port thing, a few thousand times a year. It's going to be, carried around. It's going to be tossed in backpacks. It's going to be beaten up. You think they would build this a bit heftier?
Yeah, you think they'd put a little bit more strength into it so that such things could be avoided.
Because I think I remember watching Johnny's spotlight on it, and I don't remember if he brought anything up on it, but I believe he stated that it was basically a tablet with Joy-Cons on it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's essentially what it is.
A cheap tablet.
Yeah.
Then the other thing that was interesting is that now using Zelda as the common game, playing it on the Wii U versus playing it on the Switch, they both lag in the same spots. They both have a lot of the same issues, like the frame rate drops in the same areas, stuff like that. You think there would be a little bit of an improvement with the newer console?
Yeah, you think with
Just because the better hardware.
Yeah, you think with like the one that they're really trying to push out because it's the new next big thing for the company, and they didn't.
The way I see it, if they'd have put another couple dollars worth of just metal into the frame of the whole thing, put an actual proper frame into the cheap plastic that the home port thing is, put some kind of screen protection on the inside of that, because like I said earlier, that's just going to scratch it.
Right.
And then like there's little things like you've caught where the charging thing is when the stand is open.
Right.
Just someone didn't think. They just slapped it together. Here you go.
They're like, yep, this will do.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it's funny that you mentioned that they were just slapping it together, because the original ports that those Joy-Cons would go into, right? On the dock?
Mm-hmm.
There's no charger in there.
Nope.
Oops.
You have to physically buy a second dock that has a charger in it just to charge your Joy-Cons.
It's
That's
Which
just
is, well, fucked.
That sounds like an Apple tactic.
Yeah, which
that sounds like a new 3DS thing.
pretty much.
You're not entirely wrong there.
It's just it's just things like this. You think they would have known about it to make sure that we can't have this happen. But I think again they were just more concerned with getting it out and wanting people to play it more than actually properly going through it and testing it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
one of the things that I've gotten into the habit of doing is whenever a new console comes out or whatever, I'll wait for the second generation of it to come out. Like,
Yeah.
because look at like the original PS3s, the hard drives crashed on some of them. There were numerous bugs, and they weren't quite there. They worked the bugs out later down the line. I don't entirely see that happening with the Switch. Like, yeah, it'll get better, but there's still some design flaws that are I don't see them fixing.
It's entirely possible that they could, maybe in a couple of years, but as of right now, I don't see that happening.
No.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's just a shame, really.
It's unfortunate that the Switch is like this off launch.
Yeah.
And yet, unfortunately, people are still throwing money at it, not realizing that, the Switch has the issue, so it's the consumer's kind of getting screwed out of it, too.
Yep.
Nintendo has a very large,
Nintendo
Yeah.
really needs to...
like, blindly devoted fan base.
Nintendo
I would-
people are
Yeah.
rabid.
What makes this a little more like sad is that Nintendo has been in gaming forever,
Pretty
and
much.
because like Sony didn't come into it until pretty much when Sega was dropping out already.
Yeah, and even then, originally Sony was working with Nintendo.
Yeah, the PlayStation was actually going to be a Nintendo console.
Yeah.
But then, everything changed when the Philips Nation attacked.
I think that was more on Nintendo's part than
Yeah, Nintendo were the idiots.
I had to make the joke, I'm sorry.
Nintendo didn't realize that Sony saw like loopholes in the contract and wanted to negotiate stuff with that, and then Nintendo was basically like, no, we can't have this, and then they secretly did the deal with Philips. And we all know how well that one turned out.
Hey, Luigi?
I do want to say though, since we've been on the Switch for a while, and I do want to, kind of keep the thing going here. The one thing that I actually have tried on the Switch that was really nice, which will lead into the next question, is the Pro controller that they've made for the Switch. Having actually used it, it is a really nice controller. It feels like they actually put more time into the controller than they did the Switch itself. To be honest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
'Cause
surprised.
I remember going back to Johnny's spotlight on it. He really liked that Pro controller.
Yeah, that Pro controller, having had the benefit of using it, it's a damn good controller.
Yeah.
But anyways, that does, however, lead me into the next question, where controllers. There's been like so many of them over the years. I was gonna originally just say what's your favorite controller, but we're gonna expand on this to say in your opinion, the best and worst controller, and I'm allowing third-party controllers because hey, they count.
I'll get it. I'll get this out the way quickly.
I know
Best controller, probably. I don't know. It's between the Xbox One and the 360 controller. Both of them are pretty good. Xbox One controller slightly comfier. The 360 controller has better triggers. Worst controller, PS3 controller. DualShock 3. It's horrible. It is atrocious.
Right.
It's uncomfortable. It's not built well. I don't like it. I never will do.
All right. As far as like actual from the company controllers, yes, the PS3 controller is train
It's
wreck.
atrocious.
The worst controller I've ever had. It was a Mad Catz PS2 controller, and
Oh, there's your problem already.
oh no, it gets much
Oh.
worse.
If it's a Mad Catz PS2 controller, I already know where this is going.
Do you remember
gonna
the
be
old
bad.
PS2 controllers that had the little neon loop in them so they lit up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember those.
Oh.
This one of the weird like safety triangular specialty tool screws had come out because Mad Catz build quality. So the right handle of the PS2 controller was kind of coming open and loose. If you touched that neon tube thing, it zapped you.
Oh.
How
Oh.
fun.
Oh.
Ow.
That's shocking.
I didn't
shut
realize
up, you.
that there was that much voltage going through a fucking controller.
That is concerning. That is
That's
very
biblical.
concerning.
Like, the fake keychain thing that zaps you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
Oh, fuck.
God.
Well, that's not fun.
Please tell me as soon as that happened, you threw the controller away.
I have the controller
Oh, my
just so
God.
that it's sealed away. It's I haven't used it since then.
I don't blame you.
But you don't throw something like that away because that is a special kind of bad.
Quote
That
special
is
and
that
quotes.
is your special trophy controller. And it's like, and here's my piece of turd.
Like it's
That's-
basically you could basically use it as like a party piece. Like you don't actually want people to touch it, but you show it
That
off. and,
person
like,
you
this
don't
thing
like
happens.
shows up.
Yeah,
Sure,
that
we can
one
use
person
this
that you don't
controller.
Get over
shows
here.
up to your gaming sessions is like, hey kiddo, I have a fourth controller here. You
I have
want
a
to use
special
it?
controller for you to use, if you know what I mean.
You should touch
But-
that light tube too.
Two.
I will say, personally, best controller, PS2. You
Oh, that I can
you
wholeheartedly
cannot break
agree
that.
with.
you cannot break that thing. You have to like submerge it in pop to get anything to start to go wrong.
And even then, it'll still keep trucking.
Oh, yeah. As far as the cord, you could tow a car with that thing.
Sony knew what they were doing with that controller.
It's just incredible to think. Like you would think, like with a fairly durable controller with the PS2 thing, you would think that they would just be able to do something similar with the PS3's controller. Just take off
production's costs.
just take off the wire, but they didn't.
Production
No,
costs.
I
it's a
don't-
shame.
These things cost money.
I
People want to save money as hard as they can.
I just no, I can't see that being a primary reason, to be honest.
I
Yeah,
can.
but you know, I didn't mention my least favorite controller yet. It is an aftermarket PS2 controller. It was a set of wireless PS2 controllers. They,
Oh,
were, they
no.
were not as large as your normal PS2 controller,
Oh boy,
and
that's
they obviously required, since you couldn't charge them, you had to use your own batteries with it. I remember after a while, something with them went bad, and I couldn't just use the controller anymore.
oh god.
So it's like, well, not only am I down one controller, I'm down two.
That's some bad news if I've ever heard of it.
Now you listen here.
Gimmick infringement, man.
I think it was a Mad Catz. I can't remember. Obviously, those
Oh,
controllers
probably.
are in the garbage.
Put it in the garbage.
Just throw it
So
in the
now,
garbage.
nowadays, I just run with a PS2 controller that was like a bluish, clear, see-through controller.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Well, hey, I mean, it does the job, so can't complain.
No.
hmm
What is my favorite controller?
Throwing out another complaint I've had controller-wise, the N64 controller, it just
Oh
Oh
god.
god, that thing doesn't
no.
look fun.
Nope.
Nope.
I don't. I
You kids.
I've used it a total of like once and never again.
I've played Mario Party with that
You
controller.
kids
rather.
remember
I'm
playing
so
the
sorry.
original Mario Party and getting blisters on your hands?
Oh, I have a story about that.
oh no.
So I was with my, of course, now ex-girlfriend. She and I were playing the original Mario Party because I got it for her for Christmas. And I was sort of control stick spinning so hard I may have unplugged the system from my TV as a result.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
That's a signature takedown if I've ever heard one.
Just
I was like, wait a minute. And I wasn't
Wait
even doing
here.
it that hard either.
yeah, but yeah, it's not just the whole thing too with the whole N64 controller and that Mario Party. It's just the design of it is so awkward. Like the way that you're supposed to hold it and everything, and just the placement of the buttons. It's a mess.
Thankfully, they
It's-
fixed that with the GameCube
Oh, the
controller.
GameCube controller was like a
Thankfully.
lifesaver in comparison.
Oh, and the few times I was
Still
able to use a
weird looking
GameCube
thing.
controller, it was just bliss.
Still a weird ass looking thing though.
What, the
Agreed.
GameCube controller?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will admit it is
Yeah.
a bit weird looking, but that thing is comfortable.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
very comfortable.
It's alright.
It-
That's my favorite controller.
Could be worse.
Being
They could
It
have
could be.
they could have expanded on the N64 controller.
Oh God.
Thankfully, they
well.
didn't.
Thankfully
Please
they
no.
came. Yeah, thankfully they came to their senses about that one.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned. Did you mention your favorite one yet, Gamers?
I did. It was PS2.
Right. Okay.
I
So,
with Lone Wolf.
so Zero, did you mention yours yet, or
No. I'm
because
gonna
I'll
have
just
an
go last.
I'm gonna have an unpopular opinion here.
If you say
My
PS3 controller.
Favorite controller that I have and currently use is my DS3. I like using the DS3 because
Because you like bad things.
no.
Wait, I have one
Listen
question.
here.
Is it a 6-axis?
Maniac.
It's a 6-axis.
I think DS3.
There you
I
go.
think
That's why.
Oh, even worse.
no, the thing is, all DS3s have 6-axis.
Here's the thing. I got so used to playing Gran Turismo with this thing that I just have used it ever since. I played the hell out of Gran Turismo 5 and Gran Turismo 6 on the days of PS3, and I'm used to DS3 controls more than I am with the Xbox controls. I mean, yeah, I know they're basically the same fucking thing, but I don't know. I like how the DS3 handles.
Yeah, fair enough.
It feels good in my hands. I'm able to play with it for long periods of time. You know?
Your opinion is respected, unfortunately it's wrong.
Hey, Emil, I regret to inform you that you're wrong in your own. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyways, your least favorite.
I'm actually gonna take a quick little detour and mention a controller that I do want to try at some point. HKS, you know, the people who make turbochargers,
I've used
exhausts.
that. I've used that controller. I am not joking.
I wanna try that out at some point because I hear it's a decent controller for like racing games.
But it does have a bit of a learning curve to get used to it, to say the least.
Of course, because the triggers are where the face buttons are at.
Also,
What?
I will say though that the face button there's like a section where. Like, there's a section that shows you, you know, what the button is supposed to represent, obviously,
Yeah.
and the printing that they used for the X logo wore off.
Oops.
I mean, I still knew what it was, obviously, but I didn't use it for very long because it was a decent controller, but it just wasn't for me.
This
I mean,
my least favorite controller is gonna be kind of a partial thing because I only have experience with this when I was little. But you guys remember when the original Xbox first came out and they had those huge controllers? Like
Oh, do you mean the
Yeah.
original?
that has to be the worst controller I've ever used. Was the ginormous one?
the table breaker.
Yeah,
What,
the
the-
table breaker.
The
Yeah,
Duke
the
controller?
one before the S.
It was
Yeah.
just so clunky. I mean, thankfully they reprimanded that with the S, which
Can I
the S
have? Can
controller
I share an
is
unpopular?
great.
If I can share an unpopular opinion, I actually like the Duke controller. It is. Do I
Your
think it's a
opinion's fine.
do I think it's a good control? Do I think it's a great controller? No. There's a lot of problems with it. Obviously, I mean, best represented by the fact that John said it is a table breaker, but honestly, I just have slightly large hands, and so they fit into my hands comfortably.
I
and-
have large hands. I like.
You
this
have
controller.
large hands, it's a controller that works for you. I, on the other hand, have small hands, so that's why I kind of preferred the S as opposed
just-
to the
I don't know.
table
It
breaker.
just to me it feels like it kind of molds to me fine. I mean I use a Type S too because Dukes are a bit of a dime a dozen these days, obviously. But I just never really had that many complaints with it, apart from the fact that maybe it is a little too big. So,
Yeah.
anyone else?
I will say this.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Just me showing my age. Like, when I said that Megcat's PS2 controller was the worst controller, that's like fairly modern for me. Worst controller I've ever had to deal with, and this is me truly showing my age, ColecoVision. It's a fucking number pad. Little
the number pad?
stars.
What the fuck are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be in a retirement home?
We're not that old.
Yet.
Yet.
No, that'd be the Atari 5200.
Jeez.
My
No, that's
God.
Magnavox Odyssey.
Luckily, I'm old enough to know some of it, but not all of that.
No. See, the Odyssey was good because it had a shotgun for a gun
Wow,
controller.
okay. That's a great
Like,
thing.
it literally had a shotgun.
So basically it was American made then.
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much.
I mean, I think there was one Atari Pong console that used triangular cartridges
Oh,
in it. It
God.
had a revolver
The Coleco
for a
Star
gun.
Television Arcade or whatever it was.
The
Yeah,
Coleco-
that
it was the
thing. That thing
Coleco
had like a
Telstar
revolver.
It had a steering wheel, a gun, and something else.
I will say, Zoro, you may be a little too loud. You might want to adjust it slightly.
But yeah.
Anyways, I will say, because I do still want to hear their feelings. Rhino or Scotian, if you got any, whichever of you want to go first.
Scotian actually did mention his favorite.
He did?
The GameCube controller.
Oh yeah, that is true.
God.
You did say that.
That is durable as fuck.
Oh yeah, they're pretty durable, all right.
Going back to the GameCube controller, I like that people love that controller so much for Smash that Nintendo themselves had to make a
Wii
thing
version of it,
so
didn't
that
they?
A Smash 4
you can
controller.
on the Wii U.
Well, the thing is that Nintendo did. It is admittedly one of the recent things Nintendo did very smart because, you know, if people really wanted to use it, there's that, and also the fact that it's actually compatible with a GameCube. So if you needed a new GameCube controller, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it works really well as a result.
The gamepad,
Exactly.
the gamepad it has is fine. The charger could. Well, I have a history of breaking wires, but the charger just sucks on it.
Go ahead.
The worst controller is being the Nintendo pleb I am is the freaking Wiimote.
The Wiimote.
Preferably the connection between the Wiimote and the nunchuck. Because that is
That short cable.
not the cable. It's the actual like connectors.
I mean, Scotian, you mentioned that. I bring up Johnny's review of Mario Galaxy. He actually broke one as a result of how bad the connection was.
Yeah. I've never liked the Wiimote because the thing just it's just too small. You don't have a lot to hold on to, and so it's no wonder why people were accidentally throwing them at their TVs.
I mean, I accidentally once smacked a friend of mine in the face with one.
God.
If I remember right, wasn't the nunchuck, the joystick, had a little bit of a texture to it, but then the main controller didn't.
Yeah.
You
think
a
you would-
very slight texture.
But you think you'd put that little bit of texture, because if I'm not mistaken, it was the bottom of the controller was butter smooth.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only texture it has was the sticker.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Although I guess to combat it, they had those sleeves for them.
Yeah.
But even then, people were still throwing them at each other's faces.
Yeah, those rubber sleeves, and they have the thing that you put on your wrist.
Yeah. Which, to be honest, I don't think a lot of people use the wrist strap anyways.
Oh god, no.
Nah.
That's why the only games I really have for it that actually requires any movement was Mario and Sonic in the Olympic Games and Wii Sports.
Boy.
The rest of it was with the Wii wheel.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, Rhino, you have any best and worst for controllers?
I'd say probably my favorite controller that I've used, and it counts, is my Logitech G27.
Ooh.
Well, to be
Because-
fair, it is a controller, so it does count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as like traditional controllers, though, I have to go with the 360 controller.
I mean, the 360 controller molds very well to the hand, so I can totally understand.
Yeah, and the way I play like my games, I pretty much have my fingers well adapted to the shape of everything on that controller, so anything else is a little awkward. Like when I first used the Xbox One controller, the triggers really kind of threw
The
me
triggers
off.
are weird, and the fact
Triggers
they
are
vibrate
weird.
as well is
Mm.
a weird thing. It's good, like don't get me wrong, the
Yeah.
controller's good, it's quite comfortable, but like the triggers are odd.
Yeah.
Right.
As far as worst controller, oh god. Actually, I know. All right, so you guys remember when Sony was first announced the PS3 at E3,
Yeah.
Oh.
and they
Boomerang.
showed off that the boomerang controller.
Oh my god.
I had a third-party PS2 controller, which was basically that.
Oh, how bad was it?
I don't remember. All I know is that I broke the thumbsticks in rage.
Hey,
Well,
I mean,
it was a third-party controller. Those things are not the most durable
no,
things
they're
in the world.
really not. It's just I can totally blame you. You have anything else
Plus,
to add?
I'm
Or
pretty
should
sure
I-
it didn't have any pressure sensitivity. I don't.
No. Anyways, since I left myself for last, I've used quite a few controllers over my life cycle, so I'll go down. I'll just mention like the main three company-wise. In terms of PlayStation controllers, my favorite, and still my favorite, honestly, maybe one of my all-time favorite controllers. It might be a little controversial, but I honestly really like the DualShock 4. Just the way it feels in the
Oh.
hand and where all the buttons are placed, and just the fact that they improved the triggers tenfold because now they actually curve
Yes.
upwards, and the fact that it feels a hell of a lot more durable compared to the PS3 controller, which was basically drop it on
Tissue paper.
drop it on carpet, it explodes. It does
You
remind
see,
me. Of,
I can't clown you for that because I've never used one.
yeah, it's a great controller. It molds to the like. After I got used to it, it just is such a comfortable controller and just has everything where I need it to be. It's responsive, and honestly, the thumbsticks are some of the best I've seen built on a PlayStation controller. There's very little dead zone at all with these
Yeah.
these joysticks. It's amazing how much they improve that over some of the older ones. That's pretty much why it's my favorite. If I had to say a number two though for PlayStation, it would be the DualShock 2 though, because the original PlayStation 2 controllers are very very solid things and they work very well.
PlayStation 2 in general.
Yeah.
Xbox wise, I'm always gonna lean over to the 360 controller, just because it just fit. Again, it molds to your hand very well. Everything is where it should be. The triggers are very nice. The only fault it really has is the D-pad is garbage on those. But
Too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many games are you going to use the D-pad on?
yeah, that's the thing. Because that's why I don't really mind it too much. Because most games I play on a 360, I can just use the joystick anyway. So I don't have to worry about that. Because the joysticks on those are good. And really, the Xbox One, I do disagree with Emil on the triggers. I like them more on the One, primarily because you have more space, and because they're just smoother. They have a more smooth. They go down smoother. I just prefer that personally. But that's not to say the 360 triggers are bad, because they are very good. And
I still
of course,
think 360 triggers are better than the ones.
yeah, fair enough. And the One does have a much better D-pad as well, which is nice. So
Which,
yeah.
would-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
to say the D-pad, which has devolved into the purpose of almost being 4 more buttons. They might, like, honest to God, if there was a controller that came out, it had the 2 joysticks wherever, and then just 4 more buttons instead of a D-pad. I mean, that's basically what it became.
Right. It's pretty much, essentially, yeah. So, I guess whilst we're on the topic of, like, favorite and least favorite, because to be honest, we've really got a lot in for controller-wise, and that's good. I might as well just go to the next, like, favorite or least favorite. And this one's kind of one that Zero suggested, because this is going to go into something, because all of us here are into that sort of thing. Now, you've driven a lot of different cars in video games and whatnot. I'm gonna start with the least favorite, then ask the favorite. Like the worst vehicle you've driven in a game. Like just anything with 4 wheels and an engine.
Oh boy.
Whoever has the floor can run with the money. I don't know.
Okay,
Oh.
so let me start this list. Prius and Gran Turismo, the Prius race car, the...
Well, what's wrong with Prius touring car?
Well,
I'm
the
just
first
kidding.
word of that, Prius.
Don't you be fucking, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Let's see. Oh god, what was that semi-racing game?
Oh, big rigs.
Big Rigs. Yeah, it's just no.
Big rigs is an automatic answer for worst anything.
Yeah.
The fact
You're
that
a
you still
winner.
own that.
Don't remind me.
Right. I mean.
going
I'm sorry.
going more current. Have any of you played Wildlands?
No.
No, don't know what
I've
that is.
never even heard of it.
Nope. I've heard of Badlands, but not Wildlands.
Wildland. Is that the new Tom Clancy game?
Yep.
So Wildlands
Car-
is the
alright.
subtitle.
You know how the cars drive in Saints Row? That kind of weird arcadey slide around a lot.
Yeah.
Make it bad.
Oh,
boy.
Oh, I know a game that does that, but worse.
Driving in Wildlands is like holding down the free run button in Assassin's Creed and trying to walk down the road.
I mean, it is a Ubisoft game, so no.
Is
Yeah.
It's like Assassin's Creed, but with cars.
pretty
But
much.
you know, it's quite hilarious that you bring up a first-person shooter that has driving physics in it. The worst vehicle I have ever driven was the knockoff Lamborghinis in Payday 2.
Oh God! Don't remind me of those.
I mean, if you're trying to take any turn at all whatsoever, it just understeers.
You know, because Lamborghinis are totally meant to do that, right?
Exactly.
I mean, the all-wheel drive ones probably.
If you played Gran Turismo 6 and used the Aventador, then yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I can understand that, actually, to be fair. Anyone else?
I'd say my least favorite car that I've driven is the Alpine 310 in Gran Turismo.
Oh,
That thing is a nightmare.
Is the 310 the weird-looking one?
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
Yellowbird.
no.
Oh!
Oh!
I would take a fucking ferocious monster that doesn't turn over what the fuck the 310 tries to do.
Because every Gran Turismo version of the Yellowbird equals literally just
What?
spinning.
What exactly does the 310 try to do anyway?
It loves its ass. It loves to show off its ass.
Oh.
Oh.
It wiggles it so much.
So it's like a prostitute
So it's the
that's
Nicki
trying to
Minaj
woo
of
you over.
cars.
Likes big butts,
It's
cannot lie.
basically Zoe
makes-
Berger.
Topical references.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm trying to compare it to something, but I got nothing.
Ah.
Fuck.
Well,
Okay.
But you know, it's funny that Lone Wolf brings up the Yellowbird. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like driving the Yellowbird in GT4.
Actually, okay.
Oh, in 4 it wasn't so bad. 5, no.
Oh, 5 and 6, the Yellowbird is quite the tricky car.
I think I found a little fuck. I had it.
I have a pretty unpopular opinion for mine, so I might save it.
Alright,
All right.
may I?
Let me just propose a nickname for the Alpine A3110, the
Go ahead.
Crabmobile. It's basically like a rabbit around.
The Crabmobile! Now the next time I hop on GT6, I'm gonna
Sarah,
buy
you're
one of
so
those
loud.
and paint it red. Aw.
Like the
It's fine.
I don't know. It sounds loud to me on
It's
through the
fine.
It does.
It'll be
It's-
fine.
Gee, let me see.
Fine.
Maybe I just have him set louder. No,
Fucking Crabmobile, that's a great name. Anyway,
I'm just going crazy then, I guess.
you care if I contribute?
Yes, go
I
ahead.
very
Well,
much care.
Okay,
Yes, because
so
you're supposed to.
there is a game that I have fond memories of, Sega GT 2002.
Oh,
Honda
There's a
S800,
mode-
isn't it? Or S600.
Let me finish. There's a mode in Sega GT 2002 known as Chronicle Mode, and the objective of that is basically.
Yep, I know where
you
this is going.
May I finish?
No, I'm saying going.
No,
I'm
you
just saying I know
Let
where
him
this is going.
finish. Shut the fuck up.
I'm letting him finish.
Shut up!
There is a mode in the game where it's basically you start off in the 1960s, 1970s with an appropriate car from that time frame, and you have to race your way through the early 80s, the late 80s, the early 90s, the late 90s, and finally the 21st century, apparently. But, so when you complete the mode with a given vehicle, you unlock another vehicle for use in that mode. And Thunder knew what I was going to say, because god damn it, the Honda S600
oh.
is the bane of my existence. No, let me say this. I understand that the S600 is like the grandfather of the S800, which is the father of the S2000. And I love the S2000 to death. The S2000 is a wonderful vehicle. But the S600 is just shit.
Shit, I tell
I
you.
get that Honda wanted to make an open-air convertible at that time, and I also get that, regulations in Japan were strict. But 60-something horsepower? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, I get the fact that it handles well. It's got that going for it. And it does look like a cute vehicle. But 60 horsepower. They expect you to clear Chronicle mode with a car with, at the very least, if you get the power upgrades, I want to say 120? And keep in mind, when you evolve, per se, like when you go from the late 80s, or from the 70s to like the late 80s, the cars evolve. So like your
Except
starting
yours.
grid, yeah, the cars evolve except yours. So like the starting grid in the 70s will be cars similar to yours, but in the 80s it's like the box Skyline, the Audi Quattro, the Peugeot 206, and of all the fucking things, the Toyota 86, which that car is gonna be decimating you quite a bit.
So it's basically like easy, normal, hard difficulty.
But there are two parts of Chronicle mode that stick out to me the most, because the level of precision that you have to have with the S600 is too fucking much. The late 90s and the 21st century. The late 90s because, surprise, surprise, guess what shows up as an opponent car?
Is it a GT1?
NSX.
No. The S2000. And the thing is, usually the S2000 starts out in front of you. Another interesting feature about Chronicle mode is the fact that usually the car that starts out in front of you is going to be the car that is the most upgraded.
Oh.
So
Neat.
it's the
Okay,
car.
bye.
It's not the other cars that start ahead of you. It's the car that starts directly in front of you. So like, you start behind, let's say, you start behind an R34. That car is going to be the car that's going to be on you throughout the entire race.
There's something I want to add to that's going to make me feel so bad for saying.
Go.
Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about, because when I originally got an Xbox back in 2002 for the first time, my console came with Sega G 2002, and I played all the cars in Chronicle mode, because I enjoyed that. Of course, because I was younger and wasn't as good enough to drive, at least, sometimes I'd have trouble winning races. For whatever reason, the S600 was the only car out of all those cars I won every single race in.
And you had the skill to control that car, and I mean, it also has something to do with random luck in some cases. Because, like, sometimes if you get on a high-speed track and something like an S2000 starts out in front of you, you're fucked either way. You can only get silver.
I think what it comes to me is that, I guess I'm just better at cars that are slower, I guess, I don't know.
Then,
They're easier to handle.
after the 90s comes the 21st century. In the 21st century, guess what shows up as an opponent vehicle with the S600? Guess what can show up as an opponent vehicle?
What?
2 words. Lotus X Siege.
Uh-oh.
Have fun.
Lotus
Perfect.
X Siege.
Perfect.
Alright?
Anyways, I
That
do.
car... this doesn't apply to the S600. This applies to every vehicle. If that car shows up on your grid,
Good. Correct.
you need to get good.
Yes.
If you don't get good, you're fucked. And it's so much harder to do with the S600 because, like, you
Not
can't...
enough power.
Not enough power. You basically have to be going all out in the corners. If you're not going all out in the corners,
You're
chances
fucked.
are yeah. I mean, thankfully to unlock the prize from each section, you don't need to get gold, but I'm the perfectionist kind of guy, so I have to get gold for obvious reasons, but just...
Hey, it's a race. You want to get first.
I know it
Exactly.
sounds silly to have a
not-
hatred
It's
of
not
a
silly
car.
at all. If the car gives you trouble, that's a pretty good reason to say
Like-
so.
That's sort of the whole
That's
reason.
why I hate it.
yeah.
That's why I hate it, because it just has no power whatsoever.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's not a problem at all. Anyways, let's see. So, I think Wolf mentioned his Rhino U0. Did you mention yours already? Game was? Or...
Yeah, I did.
Okay, right.
It was the Payday 2 fake Lamborghini.
Yeah. All right. So that leaves Scotian and Emil.
Discussion, you can go. Yeah.
Best vehicle. I love having fun in the Warthog from the Halo series.
Oh god, yeah,
I
that
was gonna
thing's
say,
great.
I was gonna say
Oh
that for
my
afterwards, but okay. It's all right. I'm not. It's okay.
That is a fun vehicle. Worst car I've driven. I don't really have any much memory of like every vehicle I've driven, but I'm just gonna go with the most recent. Every classic muscle car from Need for Speed Carbon Challenge series.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
The sliding messes they have created.
Can I say something that I feel like accurately describes the situation? Rip 3, you're fucked.
Yeah. It's not good. It is not good. It really isn't. Right, mine. I guess bad would have to be something you remember. Unfortunately, here's the thing: I don't really remember driving many cars on GT4 and Gran Turismo games because the
Recent not.
recent memory, the Hennessy Venom GT in Forza 5 is a pretty atrocious machine.
Oh, you've told me before that you've had a hatred for that car, the way it handles.
Oh yes. Also, if we're going Forza, the Caterham R500 in the wet. No.
No.
Yep.
You can't put the power down at all.
I watched you reach the peak where you had the Caterham in it, and it looked awful.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that pretty
it was
terrible.
better to drive on snow than it is in the wet. Honest to God, I'm not joking.
Ironic.
And,
I will show you at some point uncut footage of that car in the wet, and it's not good.
If it's not Clarkson shouting at the top of his lungs, I will be severely disappointed.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, the entirety of Need for Speed 2015 is a pretty good answer.
There's handling in that game.
Yeah. The TVR
It's called the game is handling it for you.
the TVR Tuscans and Grid, they were pretty fuck awful.
Oh god, the Tuscan.
Oh,
Yeah.
What
That's-
the fuck is the handling on the Tuscan?
That's the reason I hate
Non-existent.
that game. What else we got? Need for Speed Undercover had pretty awful dead handling.
Undercover in general just has horrendous handling.
It's just dead. That's all the handling is. It's just dead handling. And then there's just, I mean, the obvious easy answer is London Racer, but it's kind of endearing, isn't it? So, yeah. I think that's about it, really. I'd probably say, oh, the F1 car in Forza Motorsport 6 is, it's not a bad car. It's just awful to drive, and yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think
Have
it's
you
a
driven
bitch
it
with-
right now?
Yeah.
I can't drive it without traction control. That's the only car I will ever
tried.
put traction
I
control
can't.
on for.
I can't drive it in anything above 5th gear.
Yeah, it needs traction control. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense because modern F1 cars run TCS and all the rest of it, but
Right.
it is that the F1 car is horrendous. And in Forza 5 it wasn't bad, but in 6, for whatever reason, they like just put that thing on steroids and made it absolutely fuck awful. Yeah.
Anyways, I
Yes,
guess. Alright, so for me then, I do have I was originally going to mention a somewhat unpopular opinion, but then something similar to that sprung into mind, but it'll kind of technically lead to it. Now, one of the reasons I've never particularly been as huge into Carbon as I am Most Wanted is because the way that certain vehicles drive is just really poor, especially if it's a muscle car. Because I'm well aware, muscle cars are supposed to slide and kind of be a bit drifty and everything, but the problem is that most of them you can barely put any sort of power down without the thing getting into a bit of a slide, and then trying to get it out. It is so heavy and so slow to do. It's just
muscle cars, all of them.
It makes it not fun to drive. One of the only exceptions is the Corvette. Anyways, go ahead, Scotian.
Here's my deal with the muscle cars. Bear in mind, I only had the Wii version of Carbon.
Oh God.
I can drive the muscle cars if you tune them correctly.
Right.
Wait! You can tune them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tune them in Carbon.
Yeah.
If you can tune them,
Those sliders did something other than make it worse.
I find them they can better tune correctly. It's just the ones in the challenge series I can.
Oh no!
They're the
There's
worst
no hope.
things. No.
Quick question, by the way, just throwing this out there randomly. The original 90s Vipers, they aren't, would you say they're muscle cars?
Eh.
Maybe.
Here's my
The
deal
original ones that had like 400
Here's the
horsepower.
thing, even with the Corvette, I would not count as a muscle car.
What,
Corvette-
even the
Yeah,
horrible...
that's supposed to be a sports car.
Exactly.
Corvette hasn't been properly like muscle car since
Ever.
Jesus.
1962.
Rick
Alright.
3?
The C4s are when they started to
C4's when it got sort of better.
a little too far up there.
They stopped basing the suspension off of horse and cart. And, yeah.
Yeah, even with the early ones, I wouldn't count it as in. The C2 maybe.
The 2 and 3 kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, C3... What the fuck is the 1982 one?
What I count as muscle car is just one big block on wheels with a
Anyways,
massive engine, which
okay.
the Corvette isn't.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, I was originally gonna say just the muscle cars are some of my least favorite to drive. Then I remembered a specific car in another Need for Speed game that I, for the love of God, have a huge irrational hatred because of how badly they butchered that car. And that is even then I was originally gonna say the Dodge Challenger Need for Speed World. Then I remembered the E92 BMW M3.
Oh, God, that thing is awful to
in
drive.
In Need for Speed World, that car's handling is so terrible. It has almost
Thunder, I
nothing.
have a bit of a confession to make about
What's up?
that car.
What?
I kind of like that car in World.
It's great for speed-wise, but if you need it on a technical track, the car's god-awful.
Yeah.
But
However, it is usable on the technical track.
it's usable because it has a lot of speed to try to make up for it, but I like...
And it's got that powerful noise.
I like having handling in my cars, which is why I have a huge disdain for the muscle cars in Carbon. But that just it was so terrible. It just really bugs the crap out of me anytime I had to drive it. And
Yeah.
since, Gran Turismo was brought up, there is one I want to mention for Gran Turismo that specifically from 5 and 6, that I think is worse than the Yellowbird, and that is the Cizeta, the V16T. Because that thing has almost... that thing has has a terrible case of loads of understeer, and suddenly the tail kicks out and suddenly snap oversteer. It's...
So it's sort of like Clarkson driving the Caparo T1.
And
Top Gear.
yeah, in a lot of ways. So, yeah, you could kind
But
of...
Thunder, it's kind of funny that you mentioned World with that M3 E92.
Yeah.
Because there were two other cars that I had a tough time wrestling around.
Yep.
And that was the Porsche 911 Turbo.
That's another one that was really high up for me.
Yeah.
I just
And
mentioned
the
the E92.
Viper SRT10.
Yep, that's another one too. I mentioned the M3 because that was the one I had driven the most out of the bunch. But I will say that you're not wrong when it comes to those two at all. Anyways, let's enlighten it a bit. And I can tell that Zero is gone because his birds are chirping, and they always do that when he's not there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
He really needs to mute that. I'm just saying.
Anyways,
Oh, well.
No offense, obviously, but
go on.
Anyways, so we went from the least, and I know Scotian already mentioned his, but for you guys now, favorite vehicle in a video game.
Oh, for me, that's a tough choice between two cars in two completely different games. You know what? I'll just mention both of them. First car that I think is my most favorite to drive is the Chaparral 2J from Gran Turismo 4.
Oh, Jesus.
2J's a
The
bucket of
2J.
fun. Fucking love that
That's a
car.
great-
That thing is just way too much fun to drive.
You're a fan of that car.
Hey, I am.
Ha 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 ha. Just no.
And my other favorite car is a Lotus Exige from Need for Speed World.
Oh, the Exige and World, the Elise and the Exige, those two are just amazing handling vehicles in that game.
Yeah.
It does
I
kind of...
returned.
Yeah, I can tell because your birds will stop chirping now, or at least
Shit.
quiet down.
I'm sorry that the birds they get triggered at around this time.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
fine.
It's fine. I just say if that happens, if you you may want to mute just in case, but that's up to you. Anyways, but yeah, I guess I should mention my favorite. One car that I generally have a huge fondness for, because in Gran Turismo 5, whenever I had to do any kind of race that involved the likes of Japanese Grand Touring cars or Super GT, there was always one choice I had because it was such a balanced car. It did everything I wanted to do, and that was the Castrol Super GT, the Tom's one, aka the cover car,
Yes.
or the iconic one. That car in GT5 and 6 is so well balanced. It just has the right amount of power and handling, and it's just perfect for everything you need it for. I just love that way that car drives. And then, of course, Most Wanted, because I have to mention it since that's what I've been recording here. I'm not driving it right now, but the Lotus Elise is beautiful in this game. It's just quick acceleration, great top end, unbelievable handling. Just don't use it for pursuits, because that's a bad idea.
I mean, the handling on that car is so good it can actually roll it over, can't it? If you...
Oh,
take it too
probably.
quickly.
Oh, if you use the speed breaker, you can do it very easily. Though, then again, almost any car in the game that can happen with.
No, I've seen people actually just take corners in that car and it rolls. I can't remember who it was. I saw it.
But going back to what I was stating about the Exige and World, I remember having completely fond memories of just absolutely curb stomping the top car in the game, the McLaren F1 Elite, with an Exige.
Yeah, car's just that great at handling that it seems extremely believable.
Yeah, and keep in mind the F1 Elite was the king car.
It was the top one. Like there was nothing better than that. I know, I was there.
And then this little go-kart on wheels is just like, lol, no.
Lol.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else was good handling, good car that I enjoyed. But but I don't want to keep going on. I want to let others be able to talk as well.
Just throwing out a list of cars that I liked in various games. For the most part, the Jaguar XJ220, just because you guys know I love that fucking car.
Oh, you probably spent like over 1,000 hours in GT5 and 6 driving the XJ220 LM race car. I remember.
Which that car, I love the car, but goddamn, Gran Turismo, you fucked up.
Oh, they fucked up its top end badly.
Oh yeah, because
I mean,
fully tuned, like all the turbo and like, everything slammed into it. It wouldn't even it struggled to get past 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you might mean it has the same issue that the Zonda had with the horrendously small gear ratios for what that car's capable of.
Oh
Well,
yeah, in GT4, the original Zonda had an
GT3.
awful gear ratio.
In GT,
They didn't fix it.
In GT3, it was horrendous.
GT3, it was awful.
Let's see. I let's see. The other car I was running the living daylights out of was the Corvette. It was a C6 Z06 race mod.
Oh yeah.
Because it, with the right tune, was beautiful. Along with the old 91 Viper. Let's see. Kind of jumping to an oddball game. In Grand Theft Auto, the Insurgent, because dear God, that thing is a freight train.
Oh, Insurgent's a lot of fun.
Just everybody instantly jumps to rocket launcher to defend themselves in that game.
That's
And
actually.
that's the only truck that'll just plow through anything.
I will say that.
And
Now,
take it.
I will say now that you brought that up, I did have one for GTA, GTA 5. There was one car in the sports class that I just love driving it every time I get the chance, and that's the Jester.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a fun one.
Also, you bring up Grand Theft Auto actually remind me of something for the worst cars thing. The fucking Perennial. That thing.
Oh. It is
I
the
got-
Faggio of cars.
Here's the thing with me, though.
really is.
The Perennial's bad, but I would take the Perennial any day over the Idaho.
Oh god.
The Idaho
Oh yeah.
is so garbage.
Actually, oh god. Do you know what I hated? Like, had an irrational hatred for in San Andreas?
What?
The Cadrona. I don't know why I dislike that car as much as I did, but it's just like every time I saw that car, it's just. Like, why do you exist? Why? What was the point of Cadrona? It was the same with the Previon as well, actually. The cake car looking thing.
Going back to GTA 5, there's actually a couple more I can mention. There's 2 supers in the game that were actually I should make it 3. There were 3 supers that were all introduced not that long ago, and I think all 3 of them drive phenomenally well. It's the Penetrator, which is XJ220,
Yes.
and I don't say it because it's an XJ220. I say it because the car actually is a pretty solid car for what it is. There's the Nero, which it's supposed to be the Chiron. It's supposed to be like the Chiron, but it's a fairly solid car in that game.
Oh, sorry, we've got to do it, Mr. Boss, for the Winway, Chiron.
Yeah. And then finally, one of the current best cars in the class, the Tempesta, is it's a beautiful car. How it drives.
I like how the race mod thing for the Nero is the Vision GT car.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
I love that.
Oh, great.
Well,
Anyways, I do want to let others get the chance to say theirs if they haven't yet.
Yeah. 2 hasn't gone yet.
I think Rhino hasn't. Or has he not been able to come up with one?
I've been eating, so
Well,
not.
Yeah.
I'll say two that I remember off the top of my head of one of my favorite cars, both from Motorsports 1. It's the Toyota MR2 and the Buick Regal GNX.
The
yes.
The MR2. I will say one car I did really enjoy in Carbon was the MR2. I know it technically isn't that fast compared to the other cars, but it always drove nicely.
Well, it technically wasn't a real car in the game, was it? It was one of the Challenge Series cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
But
true.
with some...
And
with
then in
some-
Need for Speed World, it became the overpowered thing that it was.
Oh,
the troll in
World,
MR2.
in World, it was... In World, its license plate really was true. It was trolling
I
everybody.
love
Yeah.
the Gymkhana MR2.
But the MR2 and Forza 1 and the GNX.
Oh, those cars are very good in that game.
The GNX is a little it's a little nerfed due to its long gear ratios, due to it being just a 4-speed, but it handles so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Anyways, do you still have anything, Rhino, or...
As far as favorite,
me haven't gone yet.
Yeah, like, in just for what you've experienced in a game.
I think it's because I had to drive this fucking thing for an hour and a half straight. But I'm gonna have to go probably with plus recent memory. But I have to go with the Audi Quattro S1 Pikes Peak edition in Rally Sport Challenge 2.
That car is a bucket of fun.
That's a fun
It
vehicle.
was fun as fuck.
Yeah,
Rally Sport Challenge 2 in general just has amazingly fun physics, and it's just great to throw all the cars around.
Yeah.
I wished my copy of RAC2 worked.
Yeah.
It's a fun video game, and, well, I kind of wanted to play it after seeing you Let's Play it right now. Because I played the original Rally Sport Challenge, I loved it, but I was not aware that there was a second Rally Sport Challenge game at the time.
Yeah, I remember watching you stream that a while ago, Rhino.
Plus-
I kind of wish I had an Xbox for it.
You know, the fact that, if your car is dirty, all you have to do is just drive it into a nearby body of water, and now it's clean.
Yep.
That's always a nice touch.
Best cars.
Mustang 2 Kappa.
I mean, the problem with going with like the Forza and Gran Turismo games is you just naturally gravitate to cars that you like the most in IRL. I mean, Forza 4, it was the 97, the Civic Type R. It was a leaderboard car. It was a very excellent car. Still is a very excellent car in any Forza game. In the more recent games, I mean, you can't go wrong with the Mark 1 Golf. It is a fantastic, fun... Like, it's not a quick car, but it is a very fun car to drive, which is quite refreshing. Other than that... I'm just trying to think, actually. Dirt Rally, just any car's fun in Dirt Rally because you're just trying not to kill yourself, essentially. Don't cut. Yes, don't cut.
Go to www.dirtrallygame.com to receive the latest updates. By the way, don't cut.
Into.
Oh,
Don't cut.
wait. I know, I got a bad vehicle.
Go on
How many of you
quickly.
remember the bikes in Midnight Club 3?
Oh god. If you knew how to use the bikes, you practically had the game on lockdown. Which one are you thinking of? Oh, wait, can I guess?
Pretty much any of the bikes.
The Kawasaki?
They all handled like.
Ass.
Well, let's put it this way: the bikes were apparently made of magnets, and then they aimed for everything solid.
Oh, I've got it. One very, very fun vehicle, and I absolutely have to agree with Scotian on this, is the Halo Warthog. That thing is fantastic fun.
Yay.
Anything in Burnout Free Takedown's pretty fun.
Oh, hell yes. That's just a fun
I always
game,
gravitated
period.
towards the Super Type 1. I like that car.
Hey
That's
guys,
the one that
there's-
looked like the Ferrari, right?
The Super Type 1 was the car in the intro. The
One of them, anyway.
It kind of looks like a Vector, I guess. If it looks like anything, it probably looks like a Vector. It's a cool car. The muscle cars were pretty good in that game as well. I mean, other than that, the cars in Battlefield are always pretty amusing because they handle like absolute ass. and the collision physics are completely off. So that's quite fun.
I have a big list for my favorite cars. I'm gonna try and keep it down to a minimum, but there are a lot of things that are coming to my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's all I can realistically think of.
I mean, to be fair, we've had
the
some
problem
pretty...
is
I'm sorry.
that there's no real car in Need for Speed or anything that particularly stands out to me as being anything interesting. The 106 from Underground 2. Because that thing, as we found out, is insanely quick. Isn't that right, Thunder? Was it the 106 that was stupid quick?
It was one of them.
Like, faster than the A86?
Oh yeah, the 106. For me, the 106 in the PC version of Underground 2, having put it into the game, you tune that thing up is so ridiculously quick.
Yeah, because it was the Corsa you was having issues with, wasn't it? But the 106 was completely fine and great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maniac.
Yeah, Halo
I was about to say,
Warthog
so you could just be your own maniac.
Yeah, Halo Warthog just keeps coming to my mind because that thing is just stupid fun. I need to play some more of Rally Sport Challenge because
I know Zero had a couple, so I wanted him to get the chance to say.
Before.
We've been going for a while.
Let's start the list out
because it's
with a vehicle.
I just want to say real quickly, though, since Emil said that, it's good to have good topics that go on for a while, because it adds to talking, you know, like this is. Anyways, go ahead, Zero.
Yeah.
Let's start this list
What's
off
this called again?
with a bang. Literally, with a bang. We're starting this out with the Mobile Diner. Alright? The Mobile Diner is amazing. It is such a good car in Burnout Revenge for crash events. You get it through a junction called a streetcar set on fire, which is a pun on a streetcar named Desire.
Muffle cross stroke with a distance.
And, well, here's the thing with it. While it has a low top speed compared to some of the other crash vehicles, it has a vehicle weight of very heavy, which means it's not affected by wind whatsoever, which means you have full control of it when you're going through the air. And it has a level 10 crash breaker. Level 10 is the highest level you can get for a crash breaker. And on the Xbox and PS2 versions, normally a level 10 crash breaker is supposed to be the hardest one to activate. You have to furiously mash the button to get it to activate. However,
It's not that bad.
if you hold the impact time button just before the crash breaker meter fills up, what happens is that it stays slow when the crash breaker is activated, so all you have to do is effectively tap the button and kaboom.
Boom. Goes the dynamite.
Instant crash breaker.
Kablamo.
Plus, I mean, you know, the fact that it's a goddamn Hardee's truck. Alright?
The Hardee's battering ram.
You can have burgers, fries, scantily clad women serving you drinks, and more.
And pain.
And pain.
Explosions.
No, it's all a ruse. You see all the stuff on the side, you want one. You go up to it, kaboom.
Boom. Crash breaker.
Confetti.
Isn't that what happened in GTA 3 in one of the missions?
Yeah. It's you're talking about the one where you lure all the mafia members with the ice cream truck.
Yeah, the one that
God.
was supposed to be a dark hole mission before.
Somebody
they
needs
cut
to retexture the
Yeah.
ice cream truck to be a mobile diner now.
him. Oh god.
I want to see that.
Mr. Tasty.
Next vehicle. Shitoku Battle. You all should know this by now. I'm a huge nerd for the franchise.
Nerd.
Now, this is going to be kind of a surprising answer for anybody who knows me, because, surprisingly enough, my favorite vehicle from the Shitoku franchise isn't Gentei's R34.
That doesn't surprise me.
It's not White Charisma's Arc 7.
That
It's
doesn't
not
surprise
triple
me.
question marks 240Z.
That doesn't surprise me.
There is a rival in the Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift franchise whose number on the rival list is 0.
Ground Zero. I knew it. I knew
In
it.
Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2, the rival in question has a car that's basically what happens when you take a Red Bull X2010 and mash it with an R34 chassis.
It's basically a
Maniac.
science project on wheels.
It's a science project on wheels. If you look at it, it looks strange. You know, it has green headlights, it has blue taillights. The spoiler has active arrow in the form of turning the headlights on and off.
Lights go on, lights go off.
The
Yeah.
the mirrors that are on the side, they look like glass at first, but if you do the thing with the active arrow with the lights, you actually notice that they're cameras.
It could be
The mirrors on that thing are cameras.
Hi, I'm a camera.
It could be powered by flubber.
Not to mention that car is extremely broken. It's
Could be
very
fun-
fast.
could
Its
be powered by
handling is
flubber.
extremely well. And if you know how to drive it correctly, it's pretty much a car that's guaranteed. It's one of the few rival cars that's basically guaranteed to net you a win at any time. The problem is, though, making friends with Ground Zero and Drift 2 is extremely rare. But I want to give a special shout out to Shitoku Max. Thank you for providing me with a save.
Who the fuck
there
is
is
that
a
nerd?
There's a save game that exists out there on the internet where it actually has specific rivals as your friends, so you can borrow their vehicles at any point. And one of those cars is the Ground Zero R34, which means you can experience the insanity for yourself.
Nerd.
What else can I think of off the top of my head? Grid, the Ariamemiya RX-7, it's a pain to learn at first in the drifting events, but once you got it down, it's a very fun vehicle to use. I get satisfaction using it every time I use that thing, and I'm able to pull off a massive drift combo, and I bank it.
Massive
It's
ass.
so much fun. Here's kind of a weird one. DT Racer. You guys ever heard of that game?
Yep.
There is a car in DT Racer that is basically Satan personified on wheels. It's called the Lucifer Special.
Hi, I'm Satan.
It's basically an Ascari AZ1, but with a Lucifer Satan theme on it, to the point to where I think there's like a Satan skull on the hood, like a goat skull, and there's like a Satan vinyl on the vehicle. I mean, it's DT Racer, you're not going to be able to control that thing for the life of you, but it's an interesting vehicle design, how they decided to go with that Hell car for the final car that you can purchase. But, you know, this is also the same game where there's a rip-off Enzo Ferrari with a BF Goodrich sponsorship on it, so there's that.
Yep.
And then I think, since the list is probably way too long, I'll
You just
throw
made the
in
list.
one more vehicle. Yes, I just made the list. This
It
is a
isn't
vehicle.
as bad as Q's rant about his favourite cars in the last HG
Oh,
talk we
God.
did,
This
where he
is,
listed about 70 cars.
Yeah.
This vehicle, I want to say, is another one that I really like, and it's one that I've grown quite fond of, thanks to how many video games it's been in, how many movies it's been in, and then the fact that I like the design of this thing so much, even though it's unpopular opinion, the R35 GTR.
Hey, I mean,
I really like how that vehicle looks. I like how it drives. I mean, yes, I know it's, you know, Polyphony Digital and,
Zero.
what?
I'll put it this way: if you like a car, don't give a shit about what anyone says regarding their viewpoint on it. If you get enjoyment out of the car, just enjoy the hell out of it. That's how I look at it.
Anyway, the R35, the gauges on the thing were designed by Polyphony Digital, which, you know, they make Gran Turismo, so technically a video game developer had a hand in making the R35's gauges. Despite its weight when it's stock, I've always enjoyed driving all the variants of it. My absolute favorite has to be the GTR Black Edition from Gran Turismo 5 and 6. I remember just maining that thing a lot in its stock configuration, and I did pretty well with it.
Oh god, you're talking about the R35.
What else?
Hi, Emil.
The R35 TC, the R35 race car is another one that I really like because it's
Oh no, it is gonna turn into Q's
insane.
list.
Oh yeah.
The Super GT R35,
Yep.
obvious
Here
reasons.
we go.
Uh,
It's gonna turn into Q's list.
Okay, right.
Topic quick.
You like
let's just say-
R35s, it's fine, don't worry about
Let's
it. I'll
just
get
say
you some
every
help.
R35 ever moving on.
Yes.
this is the last one that I'm going to put on the list.
R35.
The Rocket
Is it an
Styles
R35?
R35.
AJ
Yeah,
Styles.
there we go.
AJ Styles, yes.
I'm sorry, I have to go through my
AJ
favorite versions
Styles.
of the R35 because there's so many of them.
My favorite
Just
version
you.
of AJ. My favorite version of AJ Styles is the WWE one. How about you?
Oh,
Guys?
shut the fuck up. but yeah, those have to be primary reasons as to why I like the car so much.
Styles.
Shut up. Oh, that's what I get for making a bad joke. I crashed my car, which conveniently is an R35.
Nice.
All right, guys. So
Next topic.
I get an idea that we're really getting some leverage out of these best and worsts. So I've got one, but this is
One
not.
more.
But this is But this is not.
How long
rela-
have we been going for? Just out of curiosity.
Over an hour.
Forever.
Yeah, but I will say this is not related in any way to any sort of car or video game stuff. It's actually related to movies
Oh, I
And-
don't like movies.
Oh,
and, mov-
well, I'm
and,
dead.
and movie sequels.
Hooray.
Well,
They're a touchy thing. But do you know a best or worst movie sequel? Tell me. Tell me.
Is this question spawned out of the top 10 list that you were reading me earlier today?
Maybe.
why?
Best Sharknado. Best sequel Sharknado. All of them.
Yeah.
Worst sequel. The Last of Us. I don't fucking know. Like,
The Last of Us.
All right, let's see.
Let me start. Best sequel, Mad Max: The Road Warrior.
All right, good. Yes. More. I'm just kidding.
What a rush.
Wait a minute.
Keep in mind, I haven't seen neither Thunderdome or Fury Road yet.
Thunder.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
It's Scotian, he's a maniac.
He's Canadian. That's what's wrong with him. Moving on.
Shut up.
Wow.
I'm gonna.
You're British, so you're no better.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Hey, Emil, you want to go in a cheese grater today? Because I think I'm putting you in.
Nah, I don't like this.
Graders.
All right, well, I'll put you in a British grater.
He'll
What
put
about
That doesn't
educational
exist.
television?
It does now.
Yep.
I invented it with
Yeah.
my own 2 feet.
Dick.
With my own 2 dick.
Hey.
You with your own two
Whoa.
dicks.
Moving on.
Dicks.
How big,
Favorite dicks in video games.
how big is Matisha's
Oh.
dick?
I say the one from the Lost and Damned, the fucking what's it dick.
Anyways,
Matisha's.
God. Oh, God.
worst movie sequel for you, Scotian.
I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, he didn't say anything from The Hangover.
I haven't watched The Hangover.
Oh god, yeah, the Hangover sequels, yeah, they were awful.
They were.
Alright, yeah, that's an answer, there you go.
Okay.
Okay.
John probably has something, I think.
Good movie sequels. Pretty much the entire trilogy, Batman, Dark Knight, like, just that whole thing was just amazing.
Fair enough.
Bad sequels. All right, since we already said Hangover, Wayne's World 2.
What?
Oh god.
I forgot Wayne's World had a
I
sequel.
like Wayne's World
I
2.
got.
A lot of people wish they'd forget that now.
I like Wayne's World 2.
I got a worse sequel coming from nostalgia critic himself, Blues Brothers 2000.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh wait, Scotian, you're forgetting another prime one
What?
from Nostalgia Critic. It's a family picture.
Oh.
Don't remind me of that one.
I'm sorry.
I want to keep the innocents alive.
Don't remind the bird of that one.
Son of the Mask is what he's referring to, by the way.
Fuck off.
Damn it, you have to say the name.
I wanted to keep the innocents. You ruined it.
No, fuck your innocence.
Don't fuck his innocence, that's
Scotian,
illegal
your
in
cat
25
picture
states.
suits perfectly well for you trying to keep the innocence.
You don't need innocence.
You just need memes.
You maniac.
No, you just need AJ Styles.
AJ Styles!
No, if you need memes, you need Mojo Raleigh.
The phenomenal
Come
AJ
on.
Styles!
The phenomenal Mojo Hype.
The phenomenal.
Likely.
Okay, since I will be honest, does anyone
AJ Styles!
does anyone actually have anything to add to this?
AJ Styles.
Oh shit.
Fuck off. Best sequel, Austin Powers Gold Member.
Oh god,
Hey,
Gold
that's an
Member.
interesting one. Goldmember's
Gold
great.
Member's amazing.
Worst sequel, everything involving WWE.
Even WrestleMania 34, which ain't even out yet.
No, he means like the films, like the Marine.
Surf's
Marine,
Up
the Marine
2.
2.
Did you see a thingy, by the way, Rhino?
The Jetsons.
No, not that.
The Punisher! Wait a minute.
The Social Outcasts are in the Marine 5.
The Punisher
Bo
actually got a
Dallas
movie,
has
though.
a prime role.
Oh God.
Bo Leave
That.
in the Bullet Club.
I
Anyways,
thought you said the Bollock Club there for a
The
minute.
Bombing Club.
Bollock Club.
The Bollock Club.
Yeah. Welcome to Ice. No, never mind.
Anyway,
The Butt Club.
anyways, I do actually have something I want to say since I can say for both. Best movie sequel is probably Terminator 2 because that is just such a brilliant, brilliant movie. Stuff like that.
Isn't that the one with the Guns N' Roses song?
Yeah, it is actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Terminator 2, Godfather Part 2. Those are just a couple examples. Worst, Batman and Robin. There's
My leg.
There's Batman and Robin. There's Speed 2, Cruise Control. There's
Oh god!
Wait.
Uh,
Let's not forget Batman Forever. We're on the DVD. There's an apology from the director.
I need that. I need
What?
this in my life.
We're
really
sorry
is.
we made an awful movie. Now enjoy our awful movie.
I wonder if they're
I
gonna
thought it was for
make
Batman and
a
Robin, not
sequel.
Forever.
Are they gonna make a
It was
sequel
one
to
of
Who
them.
Killed Captain Alex?
Another worst sequel, Caddyshack 2.
God.
Matrix Revolutions.
Oh God.
I mean, Hangovers has already been mentioned, so I can't say that. You get the idea. Anyways, I guess. Do we really have anything to add to this or no?
Me?
Anyone?
I don't know.
Well, do you care if I put a little twist on it?
Sure.
Okay,
No.
so I haven't really seen many sequels or movies, and I can't remember them off the top of my head, honestly. So I'll just list best and worst in my opinion. I think the worst movie I've ever seen. Oh fuck, I forget the name of it, but it was like it was a mockbuster of some sort.
Oh, what?
Is it super fast?
I think it was.
Oh
Yeah,
Superfast was
no.
Superfast was a parody.
It's a bad. The movie is shit, but it's so bad. It's bad.
Good.
And I think my favorite movie that I've seen as of recent, it used to be the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift because I actually really liked that movie. I
It's a
liked the
great film,
culture.
yeah.
But recently, a non-car film has triumphed above it just a little bit. And the film in question is called Battle Royale, which has a popular novel. It was a novel, then it became a movie, and then it became a manga.
Ew,
by
reading.
Shonen.
Can I just? Sorry.
That has never
Basically-
been done before.
Basically, the concept of Battle Royale is
So
it's basically
I'm glad you enjoyed that, Emil.
it's a better version of the Hunger Games. I don't like the Hunger Games. I like Battle Royale.
Okay, so is there adults fighting each other then?
Listen,
There is a part in the movie where it's adults versus Japanese teenagers. Yes,
I like.
I need to.
Awesome.
I like the part where
it's good because what it basically boils down to is Japan is under a dictatorship by some whack-ass emperor,
I like the
oh
part
wow,
where
that's never happened.
I like the part where they kill each other.
and
Listen.
what happens basically is that a fictional town, its school is selected for a training program known as the Battle Royale Training Program, which basically boils down to this: the entire class goes in, only 2 people come out of the class alive, one
Oh, that
boy
sounds like
and
my
one
sort of
girl.
porno.
And those 2 people who come out alive become part of a secret Japanese program which turns the winners of the Battle Royale program into hitmen
Losers.
and or spies.
No, it just turns them into losers. Clearly.
Clearly. But I thought the atmosphere in the movie was really well done, and the music for the movie was actually really well done too, because it's a mix of classical and orchestral kind of stuff. Most importantly, I think there's actually a cover of Air on the G String. I forget who wrote that, but it was pretty good. But anyway, I'm not going to go into detail about it further, but I feel like it's a really good movie, and I actually kind of want to read the novel.
I
Fair
do
enough.
have to point.
Discuss
Can I mention by technicality, though, real quick, that...
Can I just mention something quickly? Rhino, it's like fucking almost. It's past midnight here. I find anything funny at this point.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
Anyways, carry on. Carry on.
Thunder.
My wayward son.
So on that
Oh yeah,
note,
sorry.
On that note,
I was gonna say
look at Andy.
what I was gonna say though is on technicality,
Professional.
a sequel that I really like because people don't realize it's a sequel, but it is one because it's a sequel to the book, is Die Hard, which because the movie is based off of a novel called Nothing Lasts Forever, which is a sequel to if not a film actually a film is a sequel to a book called The Detective. And The Detective actually did have a movie too, although they changed things up because
Yeah,
That's
Interesting.
usually what happens when you make a book into a movie.
it becomes a Christmas film.
yeah. But yeah, pretty much. Okay. So I guess that's it for that one. Let's see. Does anyone have any questions they want to throw in? Like, is there anything that's on the mind or
How many Fralco filters can you fit in a Graxloof?
two?
How long before we get a piss?
Kerplunkin.
The
Purple.
answer is chicken nugget.
Is this going to finish before I finish listening to Hardwired?
What?
To self-destruct.
I think I think at this point the podcast will probably self-destruct before it's finished.
Okay, I have one meme question that I want to ask.
Oh fuck.
Oh, great.
Do I have permission to ask this, Thunder?
How many chromosomes?
No. What is your favorite Filthy Frank video?
All
I've
of
never
them.
seen it. I
I
have a
must
confession.
know.
Confession
Mouse.
to make.
Ooh.
I've
If
never seen
you've-
a Filthy Frank video in my life.
If you've watched any,
Here's my answer: all of them.
because there's one that's in my mind right now.
It's in my
Bad
head.
bad internet rappers.
Okay.
Spiritual, miracle individual.
Fucking the poses that Frank and Politics take in the video where they're just on the ground and they got their legs spread out.
Nothing wrong with this.
Moving on.
It's a good pose, I assure you.
Nothing wrong with me.
Anyway, so
Two.
I guess I could. How long have we been going for? I wish my current recorder had a time counter. Because I can't remember
We
now.
started at about 10:30. It is now 17 minutes past midnight.
So
We've been
nearly
going for a good
Wow.
About 2 hours.
nearly 2 hours. Okay, that's pretty decent.
Yeah,
So-
that's what podcasts do. We can
I'm
go
a
on
miracle,
longer.
spiritual, lyrical.
How many more
individual.
questions have we got on the thing?
We've actually got quite a bit
million.
to go through.
here's the thing.
Pretty sure we've done 4.
Yeah, yeah, to be fair.
Hey, new high score.
Stay
Out
tuned
of like
for
12.
HGTalk 4 Part 2.
No. How long is it going to take to finish HGTalk? Will it take the same amount that it took for me to finish Tony Hawk?
Oh, no.
Is it gonna take? Is it gonna take? As long as for test ride to finish a right sports
Anything.
challenge.
3 years.
Just anything. Yeah, just
It took us 3 years to finish that Let's Play.
Anyways, I will say
3
though.
years.
I will say though, if we decide we want to stop at some point, I'll probably just keep the questions we have and answer for HG Talk 5. So don't worry about that.
HGTalk 5, Revenge of the Vengeance.
Yes.
Oh, there is one question in this list that I do want to get to.
It's on the list.
All right, then say it.
Favorite moments in any video game?
Oh boy.
Oh, hands down, one of my favorite moments in any video game has to be Independence Pass from Need for Speed The Run. That game was mediocre, but holy shit, that was a great stage.
I thought you said like something like Independence Patch. I was like, what?
Independence Patch!
Wait,
Hell yeah! No.
which one was that?
The Avalanche stage.
Okay, I will agree. That one race was legitimately well done.
Oh yeah, the avalanche stuff.
Like,
The avalanche stuff is pretty much where they put all their attention to.
when I played the Avalanche stage for the first time, I got chills down my spine. I was driving the
Quite
GTR
literally.
Spec V. I was going up against that R8, and it was like, shit. If I fuck this up, I'm a dead motherfucker, aren't I?
That's one way of
Just-
putting it.
Better not fuck it up!
Now,
Pretty much.
the shit they threw at you, and I'm not talking just the avalanche coming down and
Just the
rock
fact,
dropping, but
like, just the fact that you're going into a fucking blasting site, and, like,
yeah,
you're not supposed to be in a blasting site, because shit like this happens, you know. Rocks are falling down, explosions everywhere because of the mortars that they're throwing at the mountain to try and get a man-made avalanche going. The fact that when you go into the tunnels, you know, there's a whole
the
bunch of
power
snow.
cuts out.
The power cuts out in one of the tunnels, and your car's headlights just come on, like,
Hey,
and then it
kids.
just goes silent for like the rest of the way through the tunnel,
kids,
and then the music just
listen,
fades back in.
Hey,
If you learn anything from this HG talk, remember, don't drive into blast sites.
And the ending of it, you had to go face to face with your fear, and if
Can
you
I
weren't
just-
going fast enough, you're dead.
can I just say it? Because I just had something that sprung to my mind. It
Mama.
now this is. I guess this is
Money on my
technically may
mind.
technically be cheating for two reasons. Reason number one, it
Cheater.
sadly does not exist anymore. And reason number and reason number two, this was technically from a
bastard.
So it's technically from a video when we were recording, but that original that time when I was doing Gran Turismo and I lost my voice.
Oh.
The original Gran
The-
Turismo
The
Grand Valley Endurance.
infamous fuck off.
That whole,
Fuck off.
it wasn't just that moment; it was the entire thing in general. Was just the best.
Where we just
That
broke
sure
into
was
the
a pile
Krusty
of
Krab
fuck.
pizza song at one
Krusty
point.
Krab, yeah, 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 yeah.
Alright.
Pizza
Anyways,
is a pizza.
hang on. I want to
for-
see. I want to hear.
It's probably best if that's lost to the void.
Yeah.
Lost to
Why?
the Seagate hard drive.
Why? Why is it good if it's lost? I would like to know.
Freaking mess.
It was a mess, but it was a good mess.
Well, that's
It
yeah,
was an
that's,
entertaining mess.
that's the kind of thing I don't
You know-
mind. Sometimes messes just tend to happen.
yeah.
God, the way I just put that. But
Sometimes you shit
Yeah,
yourself,
Thunder,
it's fine.
don't. Yeah, Thunder, don't splunk on the Jaguar.
yeah, shit.
Sometimes that happens in public places, don't worry. just run away.
Sometimes I'm driving the
Alright.
GTR and I have an accident in my pants, and the next thing I know, my
I was-
interior becomes the office shade of white.
I was about to say shit. When shit, this isn't brown. That's from my couch. What the fuck? Anyways,
Oh, this got interesting.
yeah, I
Oh,
do.
baby.
I do want to say like a more legitimate thing. Oh god, I don't want to keep saying stuff from Most Wanted, but you just know how. That's just how much I like the game. I guess to be fair, looking at it,
Everyone,
the final chase, the final chase is
everyone,
the
everyone.
final chase is the best.
Everyone.
It's so good.
Just the way Cross delivers that line, his assistant is like, everyone, everyone.
Anyways, so that's one. Another one I really like is, is pretty much nearly anything that happens in split second is fucking awesome.
Oh
Yes.
God, yes, yes.
Because Disney made a good game.
Disney made a Burnout-styled game, and it did really well.
That didn't do very well,
Well,
actually.
no, it,
Well,
It did
didn't do-
horrible, but it was a good game.
It did the moments well. It didn't do very well commercially, is what I'm trying to say.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's another moment that I want to add to this list.
Every moment of it.
Everything.
It's from Tokyo Extreme Racer 3.
Oh boy.
Osaka, the second stage in Osaka. The boss team for the second part of Osaka is a team known as Darts. Here's the thing with Darts. You have to race each car one after another in a row. You can take breaks, but I think if you take a break in between, it resets you back to the beginning person of the quote-unquote group. And there are multiple groups. The first group was a bunch of sedans. A Mark II, a Blitzen, a Nissan Cedric, I think, and there was one more. Now, once you were done with the sedans, you had a Skyline trio to deal with. you had an R32, an R33, and an R34. And this is where it gets interesting because, as I explained a minute ago, you have to face all three of those cars on not only one health bar, one SP bar, but the bar doesn't refill in between those three races, so
Have
it's
fun.
literally one bar. And then once you get past that, you have the penultimate member of Darts, Nothingness, who drives a Corvette C5. Then you notice that the SP bar drains halfway, there's a white flash, and oh no. 1, the orchestra's back. 2, the leader of Darts is here. 3, that's a Ford GT concept he's using. So basically the thing with Darts is this. It's you versus the pride and joy of America, the Corvette Z06, C5, and the Ford GT concept. Not to mention that the leader of Darts, God's Estuary, has this freaky-looking effect coming off of his car. It's basically like an aura, but it goes between red to purple back to red. And it's so trippy during that entire race.
It's like when you've like the first time racing Bloodhound.
Yeah, and the rain, and also, well, we're on the
It's
topic
literally
of...
raining blood.
And
Yeah.
then there's Dejected Angel. You know,
Sorry.
stage one of Tokyo. You get finished with Jackknife, you get finished with Bloodhound. But then there's another person who's after your head. Dejected Angel, the infamous white and red Nissan Silvia.
Yes.
Now, at the beginning of it, when you launch, it seems like it's going to be a normal battle. You got the orchestra music playing, you know, traffic is busy on the highways tonight. It's a showdown. It's a showdown for the ages in stage 1. But the faster you go, these little lines start showing up on the screen, and the screen slowly starts to turn blue. The faster you go, the more lines and the more color is going to appear on the screen. So if you're going really fast, it's like a hyperdrive effect almost. And I think the effect also kind of intensifies the closer you are to Dejected Angel. So if you're really close to her and you're going really fast, chances are you're gonna feel like you're on an LSD trip.
Oh boy.
Which, it fits the battle really well. You know, this is a boss that's been hyped up since the beginning of the Tokyo storyline in Stage 1. And she's a really difficult boss in Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero. In fact, she's the third person you actually have to face in Zero. And in TXR3, if you start out in Tokyo, it's no different.
Anyways, does anyone else have anything?
Oh, I've got a meme one, and I've got one good one, I guess. The meme one is meeting Face McShooty in Borderlands 2.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Wait, did you say who's Face McShooty?
I will say the one running gag I really like from Borderlands 2, which is I would say is one of my favorite meme moments, is Butt Stallion.
Yes.
Yes.
On a pony made out of diamonds. Yeah, 'cause I'm rich.
I'm rich.
You know,
It
that's cool.
turns out to be an actual horse, though.
Another,
yeah, in the Tiny Tina DLC.
another like meme moment too is pretty much anything from Saints Row 4.
Okay. Do you want to know what my meme moment has to be?
I want to hear what game was his favorite thing.
Go.
My favorite actual thing is also, ironically enough, from Borderlands 2. The ending to the main story of Borderlands, not the main story, Tina's DLC,
Oh, God.
where you're fighting the handsome sorcerer, and where Tina finally tries to get over the fact that her favorite person, Roland, is dead. It's like, oh my gosh, she's actually learning.
He's
But-
learning.
I will
Sure.
say, this is just because you mentioned Saints Row. In 4, because since the game you're actually like in a simulation of a world, there was the one firefight where you're distracting the AI in the game while they're hacking in, and things are
Saba?
slowly corrupting.
Oh, the virus upload.
Yeah, so at first they're coming at you like normal. As the virus starts to upload, they come at you doing the Chris Angel T, the no animation, this floating at you. It slowly becomes like cars are upside down. you know the like stretched arm, like things are like starting to turn into that spider clusterfuck thing. You know, things get horrific. It's like we've all seen like where something crashes into another thing, and there's that one texture that shoots off miles into a distance.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, picture that, but the arm of like the characters like starts stretching, and like they all start coming at you. It's all the broken, glitched like skeletons and stuff that is just, it is terrifying but hilarious.
So it's basically Chris Angel mindfuck.
Pretty much.
Okay, so if we're talking about me moments, I have to bring this game up. I've been playing it recently. Most of the storyline from Destroy All Humans.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's so good. One! Alright, Pox, the Warlord, voiced by Richard Horvitz, who did Invader Zim and Billy from Billy and Mandy.
and
Cool
is all
guy,
on
by the
raw.
way.
And from what I've heard, is all around a really cool person to meet.
Two, the fucking fact that Destroy All Humans is a meme, alright? The fact that you can just walk up to people, zap them, give them the anal probe, or just fuck their day up with the
That's
UFO.
one way of putting it.
Communism.
You know, it's like, come here,
Communism.
I'm gonna probe you. Oh, it's a commie, he's gonna probe me with an anal probe. Run for your lives, run for your lives, it's World War III!
God.
3! Some of the missions in Destroy All Humans are fucking great. In fact, I remember there's one mission in the early part of the game where you're in the middle of Hick country, and you're at this fair. There's this really, really stupid girl at the fair, Miss Rockwell. You have to impersonate another human. You have to go convince, quote-unquote, Miss Rockwell to come back with you to your ship. And then the cutscene before you have to do the final thing in the mission, Miss Rockwell gets abducted onto the UFO. She's getting a nice little pleasant feeling. And Crypto's just there like, oh yeah, I'm gonna tap that human pussy, get those chromosomes, oh yeah! And then when they discover you're actually an alien, you have to basically wreck the fair.
Yep. There's no reason to think when you see pink.
When you see... Once you've gone for it, you can't go back.
Oh God.
I know.
I need to play that game more, because it's
Sorry.
such a... It's a wonderful game with a wonderful sense of humor, and I just get satisfaction out of fucking people's day up with an anal probe.
So I
Oh,
know.
fuck
and-
with the
and-
aliens attacked.
I mean, what the one thing that sold me on the game before I even knew anything else about it was the fact that you're basically being yelled at by Invader Zim.
Yeah! Pox is great!
That alone.
It's Rhino and Scotian, I think,
Hi.
have not mentioned anything for it.
I really don't have anything.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I will just say this.
I haven't
Just
got
throwing a
anything.
general.
Well,
Oh,
maybe.
oh yeah, I forgot Meal too.
Throwing a general thing out there, Metal Gear, because the game will be as serious as you want it to be. Because the instant you start dicking around, the game holds your hand and takes you on a magical journey.
Like in
no.
cheetah skin for Snake!
Yes.
Snake's gonna get some of that commando pussy, if you know what I mean, tonight!
What the fuck?
Like-
What the fuck was that? Is that the mating call?
The mating call of
Guys, I
wild
think
Indian.
Zero's in heat.
Is Snake gonna experience high tide?
I think
He
we might-
made me experience high tide!
Zero's
we
in
need
Yep,
to
heat.
Zero's
finish this off
definitely in
soon.
heat.
because he's just gonna explode with chromosomes or something.
Muffled crash breaker in the distance! Help!
Muffled
Oh,
crash
right.
breaker.
God.
We're about to enter the
Zero,
zone!
zero. Let's actually keep it
Chromosome.
relaxed, please.
Zero, calm
put-
down before I have to get the tranquilizer again.
Just
Oh, no.
just put all your
He likes the trank.
Just
He
put
likes
your,
that
Make me
trank.
good face McShooty out here.
Okay, one more meme and that'll calm down. Thunder,
just put the
She-
chromosomes in the bag.
Thunder, she drank me.
Oh, God. Anyways, I want to hear the things now. Wait, did no one have anything?
I
Are we
have
done?
kind
Three?
of a couple.
Oh, you do?
As far as favorite gaming moments, well, one is just personal. Is when I finally got all the gold medals in Gran Turismo 5 Sebastian Vettel X Challenge.
Well, I mean, of course, you should be
I
very proud
remember
of yourself for
watching
doing
that
that.
stream.
That sure was an adventure.
I'm surprised I got bronze medals on it, but dude, you decimated that thing. I mean, I know it took a bunch of attempts,
4
but
hours.
you should really feel proud of yourself.
Can I
That's
be
that's
perfectly
not a.
honest, Rhino?
No,
At least it's not the drift
lie
events.
to me, baby.
The day I see anyone try to LP that game and get gold on that challenge, I'll shit myself because I think you're probably going to be the first and last.
Oh yeah.
There,
I
It's
mean,
like
he's
when
the only mad bastard to do B-spec in that bastard, so...
Yeah.
When Rhino means completionist, he doesn't fuck around.
You know, I think you're the
Probably 'cause he's
first.
gay.
I'm pretty
Much
sure
like-
you are the first person
sorry.
on YouTube to let's play all the Gran Turismo games, save for PSP and Concept.
Well, yeah.
All the main
Concept,
ones.
I've
No
Anyway.
one
done
else
that.
is fucking insane or retarded enough
And-
to take on that.
No. I think that's quite the achievement. Like, you should really feel proud of yourself for doing that because, like, a lot of people have people have attempted
I've
to
always
do
hated
that.
myself.
Well, I've always hated myself too, but you know,
People
A lot
look
of
at it
people have-
differently, I guess.
a lot of people have attempted to do that, and like, not many people have, succeeded. Obviously. So I think that, despite
it's
all the morons on the internet who like to comment on your videos and just try to be Mr.
That's
Evans
the internet in
Man,
general.
I honestly think that you probably are the king of the racing game Let's Play thing on YouTube at this very moment.
And then
Yeah.
there's
Whether
me.
you
I mean,
think of
you
so
don't
or
need-
not.
Well, you don't need to steal King Ross references, you can just use Zero's quotes there.
I am, in fact, a sexual wank pheasant.
You are,
You
in
are a
fact,
sexual
Yeah.
you
wank
are
pheasant.
the embodiment of M.
Of a
Rossi.
sexual right. He is the embodiment of a sexual wank pheasant.
He is the embodiment of a sexual wank
I
peasant,
thought
so
he was gonna-
basically M. Rossi.
I thought he was
No,
always
no,
the
pheasant.
I just thought he was the embodiment of a cucumber.
Cucumber.
I
No, it's...
mean-
No. It's the Dodge Viper GTSR.
Painted like a cucumber.
Anyways, let's get back on track.
Cucumber
Fine.
Racing
Back
Project.
to this question.
we
of-
haven't been on track in a long while.
Anyway,
That's
Right.
okay.
The train has derailed a long time ago.
The train is in the goddamn river.
flying through rails in the first place.
Okay. I want to. I'm not sure how many people are gonna have something for this one, but Rhino did suggest it, so I do want to at least throw it out
Hi.
there. Favorite
I was
cover
interrupted
song?
for a moment. I'm not done.
Oh, you're not done? Okay, go ahead.
No,
then
no.
I'll.
He didn't
interrupted.
finish!
I didn't realize.
Jesus.
I thought you were done. So I'm
Wow.
sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
let the
Go.
man finish.
God.
Let
Let
the
like
man-
the fifth question.
New York style, let the man go through, let the man go
We're
through.
only on the second question here.
God.
I thought we were, I thought we were on the negative one.
Negative 001.
And then
Negative
seriously,
one
Rhino,
on
go
me.
ahead.
Good song.
It is a good song, actually.
Go ahead. Rhino.
really
Anyways,
good song.
a couple
Oh,
other
that
of my
one's-
favorite gaming moments is
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
the date with oh my god, what's his name?
Uh-huh.
Matt Miller?
Papyrus?
What?
And he muted himself.
What? Oh, I think his
Rhino
mother.
muted him.
I think his mother came in.
Oh.
Oops.
Mama came in
Anyways,
and bust
I will-
his son.
I get interrupted at the worst possible time.
I
See,
feel.
every time.
Now, what was it? The date with who?
The date with Papyrus from Undertale.
Yes!
I knew I had
yes.
the right name.
Uh,
No,
The date with Papyrus is great.
I think the best one is whoopsie toopsie. I have to use the bathroom.
Gotta go!
the window.
He just runs out the window.
It's just.
God,
I think one of my favorite ones has to be fucking the thing when they meet, like, what was her name, Alphys or some shit like that, and Undyne brings Papyrus in, and Papyrus just like, let's get those bones a-shaking! And, like, he doesn't even just run into the screen, it's just a stationary sprite just bouncing onto the screen.
Yeah.
Very good.
And then there was a dog with a bone and with Sans the trumpet, the trombone.
Rattle me bones!
Anyways.
There's another one I was thought of a bit ago, but I can't remember what the hell it was. Shit. Oh, here's another one, because it's hilarious. Remember NASCAR Dirt to Daytona?
Oh, I know where this is going.
Oh, is it? Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear!
Oh dear.
There's a man! Stop the damn match! There's a man on the track!
I'd say like ones like the oh dear, the ridiculous drafting cheat, and the
AI Vengeance
was great too.
Hey! If we're gonna talk about monster games for just a second, there's two things from
I
Eve
just want to
Destruction
say,
that I want to mention.
I just want to say real quick for your thing with Dirt to Daytona. I still think the funniest thing you ever did in that game was wreck the pace car.
Yeah, the pace car was great.
Fucking pace.
Pace car was here, and AI Vengeance has been activated.
Wasn't even my fault. That was the AI driver.
I know, it was still the best, though.
I can't say
was
AI
so
Vengeance.
hilarious.
I can't
I
say AI
remember watching
Vengeance.
that live.
And
on stream.
then
I was
Pace
like,
Car
oh
got
my
his revenge
God.
at like Bristol or something.
God.
I
We're
think this
talking.
is the first time in history that the pace car has been wiped out in an accident.
If we're talking about monster games and AI Vengeance for just a minute, I need to bring up Dirt to Daytona, which is another game I need to play some more.
I thought you said Eva Destruction earlier.
Or Eva Destruction. Fuck, you know what I mean. Two things: AI Vengeance and the chicken cheat.
Oh yeah, the chickens are the best.
The chickens are fucking great. You know, the fact that you can have a cheat where it's just raining chickens. If the chickens touch you,
Boom.
kablamo.
The one that I still
dear.
The one that I still really liked the most from that was the like one that I've appreciated more, with the exception of AI Vengeance, of course, is the old time one.
Yeah, with the sepia filter.
And the music.
I think I remembered once where I muted the stream while you were doing that, and I had the GT Auto music from GT5
Yeah,
playing.
I remember that.
God.
I was laughing my ass off because it was like, oh my god,
Black.
this is great.
Tail filter with freaking casual lounge music.
Like the casual lounge music and the really like jerky motion. But for me, it's tied between that and it's tied between the chicken missiles or the falling chickens with AI Vengeance on.
God.
Remember watching the end of your Let's Play Thunder of that game, and oh my god! I think that alone sold me on playing this game.
It should.
I'm not kidding either.
That's good.
It's a fantastic game. It's a game with humor. It's got all the monster game elements. It's just the announcer
condom.
is so excited. You know,
Right.
it's time for the whip around race. Whee!
Yeah, that game is just great.
I love it so much, and
yes.
makes me happy that I have a new rate to play it on finally.
Yes.
It's great.
It makes you moist.
I'm a man.
You're a man.
I mean, for me, the Halo games always have pretty good moments.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot in there, and they're really cool. So that's probably the answer to that.
I mean, I thought your favorite moment would be making Roman Reigns' entrance.
Roman Raisins.
Vince McMahon.
What?
I mean, that was pretty good. I mean, if we're talking in terms of YouTube, finishing Demolition Racer at 5:30 in the morning was a pretty good feeling.
That was
We were
pretty
so-
lit,
we were
Emil.
s- We were
It
so
was
brain dead.
fucking. Oh, we was just dead.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but I think there was one thing that we were doing at
I'm
one
so
point where
sorry
we were
I made
up
that
until
part shit.
4 or 5.
Shit.
We were
Some
up
shit.
until late in the morning just playing multiplayer video games or some shit. I forget which game it was, but it was great.
I'm sorry, that part is simultaneously great and awful because at the start of it we're quite happy, and then as it goes on and on and on, it just
Will there
dies.
never
and
be
Here's
dies.
how I can-
Evolves into
I can-
insanity and
I
suffering.
can basically sum
I
it up
feel
as
nothing.
the chorus from Fried Noodles. I live in a
Noodles.
constant state of fear and misery. Don't you miss me
No,
anymore?
no. The song, the game's soundtrack sums up that game perfectly, and "Will This Never End" is the perfect song.
Wait, no, there's another one that I have to bring up, since we're talking about
I
mean
actually
ones.
listened to that song when I was when I left that part. That's the song I listened to as I was going to bed.
Alright, I got 9 words for you. Get
Go on.
out of my fucking way, you fucking morons.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
when I got angry at Test Drive 6.
Stop the fucker!
And I didn't, and I didn't really have as much trouble because.
Well, you see, I'm
Gay.
yeah.
Jump off that desk,
I
boy,
thought
and
that
say
was
some
Thunder's
gay
job.
shit.
I will say that's one of my favorite YouTube moments is that intro for Test Drive 6. Just the
Which
intro.
the actual the
yeah, like the
intro.
thing we scripted and did. That was
Yeah! Fucking LRC is a genius, I tell you what.
I
That was too great.
just
The
It's like, oh.
Back in the days where, Macy was still with us, which, rip Macy. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
the GT1 intro was pretty good too.
oh yeah, what the MXC thing?
Yes.
Oh, that was great.
That was
God.
really good.
That's the finale. The last part of Gran Turismo is still probably the best thing I've ever uploaded personally.
Most extreme
I mean,
Turismo challenge.
that also had Colin McFly.
Exactly. It was just perfect in every way possible. Everything that could go right did. And as much as I love how GT2 turned out in several cases, such as like the perfect time, the one point I used like text to speech for an intro.
Oh!
Calling Angel anal. That was a personal
That was me.
highlight from
Wet in the
mine.
vet. Wet in the vet was a
wait.
good one too.
Oh wait, Thunder! Don't forget the times we memed about Family Feud.
Oh. What else? Cards Against Humanity was a good one.
GT2 is still
Oh.
the favorite LP that I ever did personally.
You know
I
what?
don't know
you
what
know,
my
one
favorite
day-
LP has to
one
be.
day,
You're-
we're just gonna have an HG talk, and we're not really gonna have any sort of topics predetermined. We're just gonna talk, and it'll be
It's
glorious.
gonna be all
Basically, kind of like what we're
natural.
doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what we're doing now. Is we've gotten rid of the topics and just started talking about what we like.
You know, we
Throw
should
'em
probably
all away.
stop
This is the
talking soon.
podcast that never ends.
Yeah, we
Shut
should
the fuck
probably,
up.
On and
we should
on,
prob-
my friend.
Shut
we
the
should
fuck up,
probably
you fucking
stop talking
nerd.
soon. Because it's getting really rather late as I look over.
Well,
Yeah.
it's getting late for you.
My eyes are starting to burn.
Yeah. If we,
Burn
I-
rubber?
I don't
Well, I
want.
mean, you two could go hop off.
True.
I mean, we've only been at this for what, a couple of hours.
2 hours.
Right, the lightning.
Yeah. Honestly,
and
honestly, I
in
think
this-
that's good enough for now.
In this time frame of 2 hours, I've been farming missions with the crew, and somehow I have $700,000.
I'll put it this way: we can probably, if we want to keep those topics for the next episode, I can easily just save them somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably a good
Because, like I
thing
said,
to do.
like you've mentioned, we've been going for like 2 hours now, so
Yeah.
I think that's good enough for now. Because that's
Put it
the
this
usual-
way, I'm halfway through disc 3 of Hardwired.
Oh, you on the? Have you got the special edition?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, cool. I got that one too.
But yeah, it's completely.
I need to listen to Hardwired more.
I completely understand, but yeah, I think the general consensus here is we probably should just
In this shit.
Mission
And-
complete!
as I nearly shit myself.
Kill it.
But yeah,
Thanks for watching. Good night, Seattle.
yeah. Basically, if you enjoyed this and you have any ideas for questions, you just leave them alone. We'll probably do them in a future episode whenever that happens.
Which means it'll be next year.
Yeah, if you want to
Yeah.
check if you want to check out any of these guys' channel, I'll leave links down in the description so you can go check them out.
Should we do a quick wrap up and say what's coming up with everyone's lives thing again? Or
Sure.
no?
Sure if you want. That's fine with me.
Someone else can shoot first.
Alright,
Make
I'll
me
go
a nice
first.
Clorox cocktail and
Is it comprised of pumpkin spice and cherry blossom?
Pumpkin spice latte.
Okay, now, I would like to start a new Let's Play, and hopefully not have it take like a fucking year this time.
So that's a goal for you.
So it'll take
Hopefully.
half a year instead.
Actually, that's a
I
good,
mean-
I guess that's a good thing to end it off of before
If it's a-
including like
if
just
it's a-
goals.
If it's
Yeah,
a
that's what
game
we
like
did last
Grid,
time.
it might take that long. Here are my choices are basically between the original Grid, because I've been playing that a lot lately, and it's a fantastic video game, or Jet Set Radio.
It's a video game.
So I'm gonna guess that you want to LP both on my channel.
At some point, and yes, if that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Do what you want.
And for Jet Set Radio, I don't know which version I want to use. Like, I want to use
All
the
of them.
HD version.
Just whichever
But-
version you want. I don't
The
care.
Dreamcast version is tempting too, because extra special content. in the
Zero,
Dreamcast
please.
version.
Zero,
Just,
here's
just
what you
any
do.
Are you
Version
gonna
you
play
should try
Jet
it,
Set
though.
Radios?
At some point,
Excellent, beautiful. Next.
next.
Emil,
So,
what's
Emil,
up?
what are you gonna do?
Apart
Play
from,
with yourself.
Well, actually, there's a new... Yes. Apart
Play,
from that.
touch yourself to Alexa Bliss.
No, I don't do that because I can't wank it to women I respect. We've been over this. Anyways,
Then there's
So you're
Rhino.
gonna touch it to Rosemary?
no,
Oh, shut up,
she
you.
has massive tatty bojangles though. Dana Brooke is fair game.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong
Right.
there.
Anyways, I do
Anyways.
want to honestly hear Emil's goals.
Okay,
For the
so
year.
currently we have my current predicament of not knowing what the fuck to do and not having enough time to do anything. Hopefully, Let's Play start again soon. Got a few ideas for that. Group ideas are potentials. There's a new Gran Turismo 2 series starting soon on my channel.
Right.
Watch that; it'll be
Race Turismo.
good. No. It's something. You'll just have to wait and see. I don't want to
Something
give too much
over the
away,
rainbow.
but it is
Don't
good.
forget about BCPW.
BCPW, yes, official Bagel Club. That's a collaborative effort, mostly with me at this point, and Gamers and Mueller because Rhino's died or something. I don't fucking
Big
know.
fat wank.
Yeah.
We have BCPW. That's good. If you want to watch wrestling, that's wrestling. We had actually the episode that's going to be going up this week has what I think personally is the best match we've ever had. Because I liked it a lot. It was great. Also, the podcast thing should be coming back after Mania, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So that's cool. I think that's pretty much everything on my end. And I'm also hopefully going to get a new car at some point, so that'll be nice.
Ooh,
Do you
what
know
kind
what-
of car are you
Upgrade.
aiming for?
And
I want a Fiat Panda 100 horsepower.
Oh,
Of
nice.
course.
Upgrade.
Double your horsepower.
It actually is double the horsepower. It's got big alloy wheels on it. It's basically in a bath, but
Is it Dub
cheap.
Edition wheels?
Just search it up and you'll see what it is. It's got a it's got a roof spoiler, smoke tail lights. It's a rad
Oh,
little
so
car.
you have
I
you
black-
have a
I
you
blacken
have a
out my
pussy
taillights so they
destroyer,
don't work.
you?
Yeah, it's a rad little car. So hopefully that'll be a thing, or maybe I'll just buy a Toyota Sleeker and say fuck it. Who knows?
Buy a Celica.
Yes.
Buy a
Okay.
Ford Fiesta ST.
Fuck off.
All right.
No. Buy a Geo Metro.
Oh, fuck off.
Imported Geo Metro, yes.
Import
Yeah.
tuner
Muscle
challenge.
Astra.
No,
I know.
buy
Save
a
me.
Opel Astra
Um,
Turbo Coupe.
Clearly.
Hi.
Hi.
You're
Hi.
welcome.
Greetings.
Greetings from the planet dipshit.
I'm your host, Colossus Crazy.
I'm your host, Colostomy Bag.
I'm your host, Dan Arnett.
Alright, anyways,
I
Rhino.
don't know what's real anymore.
Excellent. Scotian, what's happening?
What?
What's going on?
Excellent.
Your
What's happening?
goals for this year for yourself.
Low
Getting a
wolf, what's
competent computer where I can do something with my channel.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, since I now have a computer that's not a potato, I'm planning on starting some kind of Let's Play.
And if you, hey, John, if you, because you and I go back, if you ever want to, I know this is gonna sound
Not
very
allowed.
stupid. Okay.
They
Not
wanked,
allowed. Fuck
they wanked each other off at an all-time low concert once. That's how they're close now. They're like toilet room buddies. Every time they go
Oh
to
no.
an event together, they go to
God.
the bathroom.
Emil,
Stick your dick inside and give it a little wiggle.
Emil,
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna say it as kind as I can. You have problems.
Slap it against a Canadian dirtbag and call me Miss Maple Leaf. I'm ready to rock and roll.
This Maple Leaf!
Emil, I'm
Can
gonna
I
say this.
probe you?
Thunder.
Can I
Emil,
delete him?
Emil,
Not with thunder.
Emil, I'm gonna say this as kind as I possibly can. Shut the fuck up.
I'm in tears!
Cunt.
Shut the fuck up!
Nobody
Even wants you here.
Nobody eats ass. I mean, what?
Shut the fuck up.
Whoa.
You're such a fucking cunt.
Wait, shit, no, that's bad. No. Bleep that out, please.
You won't, mate!
Emil.
Can you please
Emil.
bleep that?
I'm gonna probably
Emil.
forget.
Emil.
I will
Good
mind
job,
you.
dumbass!
Bleep that.
What?
Please
Why?
bleep that.
Why?
Do we need to have
Good
talk?
job, you fucking.
Just bleep that, please.
I don't even know what the fuck he said.
I think he called you. I think he called me something like that.
I don't even know what that is.
Don't worry
I'll
about it.
message you. It's not good.
Oh,
Bleep it, please.
I sure hope it's not
Alright,
a
I'll just.
fucking
Alright,
slang term.
Alright, I'll just reverse the clip.
Just do
Okay.
something with it. I don't care.
You have to put a timestamp in there.
Like, just bleep it.
Actually, no. Just put a clip of "shut the fuck up" over it.
Oh, that's not good. That's the second racist term I've ever said on camera, and this one could actually be tracked down to me.
Congratulations, Emil. How does it feel to be a misogynist?
Just
to
bleep
be-
everything.
I've-
Delete the podcast.
Oh,
And you can follow
Oh,
Emil on
fuck
Twitter
off.
at XBL, the real Emil.
That's me, yep.
So Game Wiz, what are your plans?
You know, just
Wanking.
continue moderating chats.
Hey, Game Wiz, I do have an honest question.
What?
Are you gonna finish Top Gear Rally?
Oh yeah.
eventually.
I need to go re-download that ROM.
Uh-oh. How long is
For
it gonna
the third
take you, huh?
time. At
Two.
least 8 years.
Hey, you know what? I should let's play GT Advanced. Use the Nissan nails.
Knuckles in the sheets and bellies in the deets.
You know, it's actually quite hilarious. I'm probably one of the only people that has ever done a proper Let's Play of Top Gear Rally.
I
Nothing
think
wrong with
Luke's
that.
trying to
GBA.
do one.
There's been a couple long plays, but that's about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyways,
So John's mentioned his, Emil's mentioned his, Game was mentioned his, Goshen's mentioned his, Zero mentioned his. That just leaves me and Rhino. And I think, to be fair, Rhino kind of did mention his. I think something similar because I think I asked...
didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
So right now,
What's your goal?
It's
My
probably
goal's
for you to.
finish the fucking Forza Marathon.
I mean, you're in the home stretch of it.
that isn't saying much though, is it?
300 to go.
I mean, hey, could be worse, right? You could have to do B-spec again.
Fuck my ass.
Okay, maybe later.
No,
Anyways,
Circle jerk.
Why
I
not a
don't know.
massive orgy?
I guess my goal is to finish Forza 4 and then play more video games and yeah, maybe not be such a fucking lonely piece of garbage.
Hey, you got us.
I
You're
have a goal
always-
for you.
You're always welcome to play the crew with me if you don't want to be lonely.
I have a goal for you.
I will say...
Stop with the Rosemary bullshit.
Nope. That's not stopping.
Rhino.
Rhino, I will say, like, as an honest thing, if
I will stop. Hang on. I will stop the Rosemary bullshit on one condition. You stop the
Go.
Alexa Bliss bullshit.
I'm nowhere near as bad as you are, sir.
No, I didn't. I
bullshit.
didn't say you were.
Rhino.
I will... Can I
Quick time
just...
to reveal the podcast before they start arguing.
Yeah, like, I will say, like, in all seriousness, you got us if you need, like, people to just
Like-
kind of chill with. Because I don't
have time.
when you do
Just
have time is what I'm
whenever
trying
you
to
have
say.
downtime and you want to hang out,
That's
you're
the
always
thing, I
welcome.
don't have downtime.
Well, you have downtime now, don't you?
Well, yeah, it's fucking. I decided to not go back to sleep
Yeah, free time
after
what is
work.
this?
Plus, I made that shitty meme video that went up today. That was actually pretty great.
I'm
was
just
beautiful.
like, not everything you do is shit. Trust me.
It's not.
If that
Let's
was the
not
case, I wouldn't be
dwell on it.
watching you.
I
You're
don't
cool
want-
Anyways,
too,
thanks
bro.
for listening. Goodbye.
No,
bye.
I haven't mentioned mine yet.
Oh, no one cares. Bye.
Wow!
Hey,
Like,
Emil,
share, subscribe. Bye.
hey, Emil, I'm gonna ban you from future HG talks.
Oh,
My
shame.
father owns HG Central. He'll ban you from existence.
Yes.
Hell,
Who put you on
I'm
the
stuck with
planet?
these guys.
I had a kid. Just so that. He
You had a
basically
kid?
no. We told him, like, because he came into a room in Gran Turismo, spewing the most racist like stuff.
What
He was
Oh,
like,
squeaker,
So
right?
basically, what it was like White is Right from Pink Season.
yeah, just straight up racist BS. Driving the wrong way around the track, ramming everybody, just being a straight up like the worst scum possible.
All right, let me ask you this: was he driving a truck of any description?
This was Gran Turismo. He was driving the Red Bull.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because of course he was.
one of those faggots.
Wow.
E-dubs, please log off the internet, you fucking faggot.
See, so this is why
Anyway,
it would be
but-
hard to try to. See, I don't want to be mean, Emil, but this is why it might be hard to censor. Because I could sense, if you really want me to censor that, I can. But
Censor what?
the thing you said earlier that you wanted me
Anyway.
to.
Yeah, I'll give you a timestamp for it, don't worry.
Are you sure?
No.
No.
Okay, then I probably won't censor because I'll forget.
I'll tell you when. I'll
Anyway.
message you.
So the kid, it's like everybody's like, what do we do with him? Because not enough people voted him to get kicked out. But it's like, I just reported him. The kid, like, snaps back with, well, my dad owns Sony and Microsoft, so he can't get me banned. The whole room turned on this kid, laughing.
And he got banned, didn't he?
Well, the whole room immediately jumped in on the whole report him thing, but then, it was Escaloff at the time, and I forget who the other one was, I grabbed a tank car, they had grabbed Dodge Rams. We had pinned his car in a corner. Because the X1 is blisteringly fast, but it has no actual pushing power.
None. No.
And with those three tanks, you're not going anywhere.
You're under
He
arrest.
He jumps back to the pit. Well, here, let me just park all three of us in front of the pit exit. Oh, kid, now, I don't know if he actually got banned,
I
but
hope he did.
but the racist spew followed by impersonating a Sony employee, like, type of stuff, like, because he started going on, like, saying that he had worked for him and all this stuff. The kid's like 8.
That's
So-
usual 8-year-old behavior.
All of this,
Yeah.
I hope the kid got banned, because there's a certain level of stupid that just needs to just be unplugged from the internet, sat down, and slapped.
Multiple times with a dragon dildo.
No, just in general. Doesn't matter with what.
See,
Wouldn't
You are
recommend
Mike
not
Wire-
going to get.
though.
You are not
prefer,
going to get the
um,
penetrator from Saints Row.
my choir teacher made a remark in class today that I found surprisingly true. We need a human decency class in public schools.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, is there anything else you wanted to add to that, John? Or
Nope.
Okay. Since I've been wanting to say it, I guess for me, my goals for this year is just kind of just keep working on what I've got, because what I've been doing right now seems to be quite well liked by most people. Like especially if I do a mod showcase or the likes of I want to say mod showcase. Or actually, yeah, I just said that. Sorry, I want to like the likes.
Rivals?
Rivals, yeah. Because as much as I love doing the sprint run, I don't think there's enough people who are really interested in that. I mean, I'm still gonna do it because
It gets decent views.
I'm still gonna do it because I enjoy doing it, but it definitely seems to pale whenever I do something like mod showcase. And then the HG challenge is really just is really just an occasional thing, anyways. And another thing I should probably do is finally just finish Midtown Menace 3 if I'd stop being lazy.
Yeah, you should.
And I guess since I guess for me, end of year subscriber goal is 2,500. 500. Okay then.
Best of luck to you on that.
Here's hoping. I mean, I'm on good pace right now, at least.
Maybe I can help contribute to that goal.
So, I mean, if anyone ever wants to upload anything, and that includes you, John, I'm always for it. It's very
Not
much
you listening to this, unless you know him.
Yeah, unless you know me. That's kind of really the thing.
Yeah,
I have to know.
you're
I
not
have to know.
allowed.
Sorry.
It's like no, I don't want to put it that way. It just comes down to I have to know who you are first.
He needs to know if you suck dick good enough or not.
Who are you?
Anyways, but that's really all I want to say, and I guess that's probably gonna do HG Talk for this time around. So, if you guys enjoyed and you want to ask any questions, you can just do so down below in the comments. If you want to check out any of these guys, I'm gonna leave their channels in the description down below, and also on Twitter you can follow me at HGCentralYT. Rhino's at RhinoGT4. Emil is at XBL The Real Meal. Game is at Game with 71. Zero is at I think 04567.
Yeah, you can find my picture on
I believe
Twitter
you're
because it's of a yellow fucker.
Scotian. I believe you're at the Scotian Racer on there, right?
Yep.
And I don't even know if John has a Twitter. I don't think he does.
Nope.
Nope, he doesn't.
You can follow him at he doesn't have a Twitter.
You can just follow him on his YouTube.
No Twitter, no.
You can follow him at the real Donald Trump.
Do you have Are you old enough to have a MySpace?
Had a MySpace.
God damn it.
Got rid of that years ago because Facebook was just stomped it, and then I deleted my Facebook because I was never on it.
I wonder
The
why.
circle of life.
But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it. Of course, as the usual, my Twitter, that I mentioned, and as well as stuff like my Twitch, which I need to get a second screen for that already. Donating to my Patreon or joining my forum boards, they're all down below. And if you think I'm gay, leave that down below as well, because I got to keep that a running gag for HG Talk.
What are you, a fucking faggot?
Yes.
Don't worry,
Yes.
don't worry, you are gay. You don't need any
Yes!
So anyways, I guess that's going to do it for now, and probably enjoy this little last bit of us being stupid, and then thank you guys for watching, and as always, take care.
Roses are
Subscribe
red,
to my
violets are blue.
Patreon.
May I see your pussy?
I'm afraid I've got some bad
Is this
news.
finally over?
How many exhibits would exhibit?
I think it's over
exhibit
now.
could exhibit exhibits.
It's
Chicken
X.
fried steak.
King California.
It's all ogre now.
Okay, is the video over?
Who the hell is Logan?
No.